So we're going to start with the basics and then work up to a slightly more sophisticated chat. But I've just got to be cognizant that not everyone knows how to play fantasy. So we're going to start with the basics to help some of the new players, and then we're going to get into some of the deeper things. So first of all, though, before we get into that, I wanted to say, what the hell's going on out there? Are we back in 2010, like the late round quarterback and taking 2 running backs first up? It seems to be the strategy this year.
Interesting, really.
We've full circled back to where I started playing fantasy, when you were taking Arian Foster and then taking another running back and then considering taking Ben Tate, Arian Foster's backup. What's going on? I guess it's the league cycles and things change, but
well, I think that's exactly it, right? Is that we've seen recently a lot of injuries in like highly picked wide receivers, right? And so it feels like the best bet has been to get those nailed on running backs in the last few years. But I don't know that that's, necessarily going to persist or continue forward. I know the game's skewed run heavy in recent years, but is this year, I guess that's the question to you, Gav, is this the year to zag while everyone else is zigging back into running back?
Well, I've been a bit of a zag merchant, but this definitely seems like a new Horizons season, I think, after everything we've learned about, because, traditionally, you wanted to get one of those top receivers, but then receiver was so deep that you could kind of play around. Now, there's less receivers going to be getting the volume, right? Because you're into two receivers out there. You're not necessarily 3 receivers as your base offense. So,
and for context, why is that? Because we're seeing so many more tight ends on the field. We're seeing a lot more 13 personnel. We see, we all spoke about all off season about how we were seeing blocking tight ends getting picked really early in the draft, getting signed really heavily. We all remember Charlie Kohler, Ketz's boy, 3rd string tight end for the Ravens, and he picked up like $23 million over 2 years when he hit free agency. So you're right. Just to give context to people, a lot less wide receivers on the field. There's a lot less spread offense, a lot less 3 wide receiver sets out there, and so maybe the days of Ryan Flournoy being a safe floor for you are going to disappear.
Right. I mean, honestly, it used to be. I remember the sort of the advice was just get your running backs early because they go, and then you fill out your roster from there, because there was 32 starting running backs in the league, so you wanted to maximize, get as many as you could. Then the strategy became running backs are fungible, running backs don't matter, the running back dead zone, and then we got into zero running back. We got into hero running back, and now we're back into get your running backs early. So I don't know. Is there a way you can zig here? Let's get into it. That's what we'll talk about that when we get into the draft, because it's very interesting now. The first round is a completely different. You're looking at a completely different idea about what do you want, especially if you're doing Superflex. Do you take your running back early? Do you take your quarterback early? Do you load up on wide receivers when other people are doing that? Do you take one of these tight ends, one of the elite tight ends, the top tier?
I was going to say about tight end, you're talking about obviously less wide receivers coming out there. There seems to be a kind of resurgence, certainly on the field, of tight ends. So in terms of fantasy, like, is there just a bigger market now for tight end? Like, are you looking to pick earlier with tight end than previous, or like where do you think you stand with the tight ends?
I think there's an elite tier, and then there's so much depth that I'm going to wait. If I don't get one of those top guys, and I'm talking, of course, Bowers, McBride, who else am I thinking?
It's funny it's still those 2 guys now. Remember when Brock Bowers came out, Gavin, you had Trey McBride, and you were like, should I trade Trey McBride for Brock Bowers? I think you did it, and I was like, I wouldn't do it. And then really both of those guys are kind of just almost whichever way you'd have gone with that was right.
I mean, look at the youngsters in it, like literally 2nd-year guys. Colston Loveland, Tyler Warren, and Harold Fannin are all now up there fantasy-wise, just because, they're getting the targets, they're getting the points. So
yeah. And then, Tucker Kraft had a dominant little spell there for a section last year. And then you've got, the old guard, Kittle and Kelsey, that, I'm not going to take early, but they're still good tight ends. Kincaid's at a great value. You're getting all the way down to 12. Mark Andrews, Dalton Kincaid, Jake Ferguson. That's what I'm saying. You either want to go early on one of these top 4, Colston, Loveland, and Warren being the kind of thinking they're going to break out, or Bowers and McBride are going to repeat. If not, I'm just going to wait because there's so much depth at tight end.
And how quickly does Sam Laporta fallen from grace here? Like one down year, and
Well, that's
Suddenly
fantasy
he's-
for
he's
you.
I think
dropped a
there's
little
some. I think there's some fear about the offense there as well, right? Like we saw what it looked like without Ben Johnson. I think there's some fear, especially with a team like that where you've got so many mouths to feed. In that you've just paid 2 receivers and a running back. Sorry,
yeah.
that it's kind of like, well, this is the 4th guy to eat. Even if the offense was ticking, which we're worried it might not. So
Well, this is what I was saying on the where do the Steelers rank? I think the Lions' window's kind of coming to an end, unfortunately, for them. But anyway, should we take it back to the beginning and the basics? I wanted to do some draft commandments.
draft commandments.
So I'll start.
So
with
how's
one.
this working? Are you going to stand on the hill? Like, which one of us is holding the? What's the story again? Who is it who goes up the hill? Remind
There's
me.
some tablets. Is it Moses?
Yeah.
He goes up.
Is it Moses who goes up
Comes,
the hill? Yeah?
There's a burning bush. I don't know. My Christianity is a bit
Are we
hazy. but-
conflating? Are we conflating stories here? Does he part the Red Sea?
No, I think that's
that's
different.
Moses.
But that's. I mean, yes,
Moses.
but that's not up. They didn't do up the mountain with the commandments. That was later.
Did he bring
That was
them out?
later,
Did he bring
yeah.
the commandments with him?
Maybe he had a pocket-sized version. But I'm going to
I
start
reckon,
with.
I reckon it was about 50, and he dropped like 4 tablets. It was like 10. There are 10. There's always been 10.
So the basics. Let's start. Right for the newcomer. This is your first year of drafting. These are some commandments for you. Okay, thou shalt not fill out your roster, i.e., draft your starters, then your kicker, then a defense before you draft your backups. That's rookie mistake number 1. Don't do it.
Yep. First
But
thing
why,
I did
Gav?
when-
Why?
in my
I have
first season.
7. I have 7 slots, and I've picked all the receivers and the running backs, and now there's an empty defense and empty kicker. Why shouldn't I pick a defense?
Because your kicker and your defense aren't going to win your league, whereas your 4th receiver or your 3rd running back may well. Much more important to have don't draft a team and a bench, draft a roster. So yeah, don't waste those early capitals on a kicker that's just a random scorer.
Yeah, picture that you're a GM, right, and act like that. So imagine, for example, totally random, that you're like the GM of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers circa like 2016. Like you wouldn't pick a kicker in the 2nd round.
Oh,
Totally guessed the year, by the way, probably wrong.
something about that. What was that guy's name?
Roberto Aguayo.
Oh, well remembered.
So that's the commandment there. Really, is don't be the Tampa Bay Bucks. Don't draft Roberto Aguayo.
Don't be the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah.
Circa many different
Seabass.
years. Just don't be the
Of
Oakland
course.
Raiders in general.
Right.
I think is a good.
Yeah.
Okay, who's got another
All right, I
commandment?
like that one. All right, I'll give you one. And this comes back. I wanted to talk to you about this last week, and we decided to save it for this. The first commandment. Sorry, I'm breaking with tradition here based on what you. Thou shalt not worship false idols. And let me be clear, I'm the idol
Come
that is
again.
not false as the fantasy commissioner. Okay? So if you're a fantasy player, you must honor the commissioner. However, this is why I bring this up, Gav. Commissioners also need to honor their fantasy players by respecting their intelligence enough to let them play the game. Some commissioners, I feel, in the past, and we're seeing it leak into some things Gav have sent us, we're getting a little bit over our skis in being the arbiter of all trades and all judgments, okay? Unless someone's trying to trade Bijan Robinson for a 2027 4th round pick, we don't need to be getting involved.
Fair enough. I do think, just to defend Aaron a little bit here, that
Subtweet.
he was looking out for a player with slightly less experience than perhaps other members of the league, who I think had got frustrated that his trades were going unanswered.
You think
And-
this is like a Mike situation where Mike is just
Well, this was
taking advantage
what
of
was
progress?
presented to me in numerous phone calls and text messages.
Do you want to? Have you got that trade? Do you want to just fill because what this was that you sent this trade into the thing, and the commissioner of that league, Aaron, had basically written a big essay about why he was going to veto this trade. But to me, it looked perfectly reasonable. Was he maybe giving up a bit of a premium to get the player he wanted? Sure.
Okay, so
But-
I have, this is Dynasty Superflex. I have Chase Brown. the offer came. Chase Brown was what he wanted,
Mhm.
what he was giving, a first-round pick in 2027 draft, apparently an all-world draft, a 2028 second, Isaiah Pacheco, Jacoby Myers, and another running back that I cannot remember. Yes, I should. Yes, I can. Kenny Gainwell.
So it's a bit of a to me it's like a bit of a like I'm going to actually give you a bit of a sea of slightly lesser talent to make up for the idea that I'm getting this guy that I really believe is actually going to be undervalued this year as the Bengals running back one. And to me, that's exactly the kind of move you should be encouraging in fantasy. So that's why I got a bit frustrated when I saw that.
He was trying to leverage. He was trying to crowbar open some moves, right? And sometimes you've got to do that. And it took me, but the thing was, it did take me all of. Usually, I sit and think about it. It took me all of 10 seconds to hit slam accept on
Can't
that.
be too quick. Can't be too quick on the accept.
My initial reaction was a man that's prepared to give up that for Chase Brown will be prepared to give up more, and therefore I should counter with more and rinse him. But then I realized he was like the bottom dweller, and I do remember some questions in the draft and stuff. So then I thought, no, that's not fair. So I just accepted. But in the end, after much communication in the league, accusations of money passing hands and stuff, I removed Myers from the trade, so it ended up being Chase.
Oh, that was the straw that brought the camel's back on that trade, was it?
Well, I didn't really want him, so I threw that out there as a peacemaker, and it got accepted. So the trade went through, and it's gone through, and it's fine. So I've got 27 first, which I'm quite happy about.
So really, all he's actually done is save you from having to make another decision. You know, worrying about the size of your roster. See, again, I would have, I don't know. Anyway, this is to say that if you're commissioning a league, maybe consider being a little bit more small C conservative when it comes to trade VOs. He did say to me, look, I know that this isn't collusion, so I shouldn't really ban it, but I just feel that he's going to get rinsed. Now, he's been very active since and made numerous other trades. If he wins if he wins this league, then I will be peeved that I didn't get Jacoby Myers. Right. And he'll win it off the back of Chase Brown.
Chase Brown and Jacoby Myers duo.
Yeah, who he's held on to.
Yeah. All right, good one. Yeah, I agree with that. Mark, have you got a commandment?
I've got one. Yeah. As we're talking about, beginners of fantasy football, I think this is a very basic commandment. Thou shalt honor the flex position. Do not just stick any old person in there. Early mistake I made in flex fantasy is just not paying attention to times of games and just thinking, I'll just stick whoever in there. No, the flex position, if you have a league that has a flex in there, you need to be very thoughtful about it, very crafty with it. Make sure that you're not making silly mistakes with it, rookie mistakes with it. Play your latest players. And I don't know if you've got any sort of flex.
Let's make it clear for anyone who maybe doesn't know that rule. What's the rule on Thursday night games?
Yeah, so what you're saying is basically on a Thursday night game, you move your wide receiver 3 or 4 or your running back 3 that's in your flex into your starting spot because you know that they're going to play, because you might have injuries that come up later and you want the flex to be able to flex, right? Exactly. So therefore you leave your flex open so you can play any position that's allowable on Sunday when there might be injuries, and you might have a bench stacked with running backs, but you can't because you didn't move your flex and you've got a suspended player in a wide receiver slot or something.
Yeah, I've seen too many mistakes with the flex. And usually when people forget to look at teams as well, that is where the biggest problem lies, in not moving people out of the flex. So, honor thy flex, for it is sacred and holy.
Honor thy flex. Okay, another one here. Thou shalt not to worry that much. Does that make sense? Should not worry too much about buys in the draft. They don't matter. No one cares about buys. Buys come later in the season. Not going to be a problem. Don't worry about it. Just draft the best players. Like if all your players are on buy 1 week, doesn't matter. Your team's going to be awesome the rest of the time. So don't worry about it.
It's an interesting take on it. Yeah, I'm certainly mindful of buys, but I think less so in more recent times. But Yeah, I just don't like the idea of coming to a week and just being like, oh god, I've got absolutely no one, because it could be a vital week, could be a pivotal week. But
I don't think it
I
will.
get what you're saying.
I
I
think it's
get
going
what
to
you're saying.
your team. You win the league in the playoffs. You don't win it in the times where there's buys.
But you could miss the players because of that one. But I suppose then maybe your team's just terrible.
Yeah, your team's not good.
I do agree with this one, but I would say like it's one of the things where like, I would maybe be aware of it just so that you don't draft. Like I would use it as a way of like a tiebreaker, right? Like I would maybe try and avoid drafting 4 receivers that all have a week 5 bye, and then like looking at it and going, "Oh crap, how did I do that?" and not realize like it could happen.
Yeah, week
So I
5
would-
is ugly, but week 12, I'm not worried about that. My team's going to be
'cause things can
massively
happen,
different.
Yeah. Obviously, the more time between now and the bye, the more different things that can occur that could have changed that anyway. So yeah, I get that, but no, I do agree. People do overvalue it in the equation. I wouldn't let it be the deciding factor. Basically, if you want a player and he's got the same buy as another player you've got, or whatever, and you think, oh no, like, yeah, I wouldn't go down a tier just for the sake of getting that player.
Right.
You can covet thy neighbour's ass, but you can't covet thy neighbour's ass, but take a peek. Yeah.
Not quite sure how that's relevant, but sorry, have you got a commandment?
Oh, it's trying to
The
make
third
that work.
commandment I have listed here. See, what I did was I took the real commandments, and I have this lovely little image, I think, old image of what I assume is Moses holding them. Did you know that most of them here don't even start? In fact, not a single one starts with thou.
Yeah,
Maybe-
it depends which text you look at.
Oh, is that a Mandela
maybe-
effect?
Maybe
No.
he wrote it down wrong, and that's why we got you.
I think there's thous in. Yeah, I think there's thous in some early text. I can't quite remember. It's been a
Anyway,
while.
one of them is remember to keep holy the Lord's day. And I'll say this, remember to keep holy the fantasy day, which is the same day as the Lord's day. But we've commandeered it for our own purposes here on the Fantasy Football Show. And remember that this year especially, there's a lot of international games. I mean, we're getting close to the point where there's going to be an international game every week in the season coming to you soon. And of course, that means that there's going to be more odd time games. There's going to be more, in the US, more morning games, 9:30 on the West Coast. So less of a problem here, I would say, because obviously even the earliest games tend to be kicking off after midday. But if you're like me and you're maybe a late riser, right? Like you're kind of usually not even engaged on a Sunday until 6 p.m. Just be aware that the whole day sometimes needs to be a fantasy day, right? You need to be aware of the goings on from the beginning of the day to the end to make sure you don't get caught out by a sneaky Roger Goodell, game in Suriname or something.
Suriname, that's a nice choice for a game. I wonder what the stadium would be like. Interesting. All right. Mark, is it you?
You got any more, Matt?
Yeah. I think I've got another one here. I was just trying to think how to word this one.
That's what I
best.
keep trying to do, yeah.
Yeah. What it is in effect, and you could probably help me word this around a word around this, but if you've got a bench player that absolutely goes off one week and you're frustrated, don't just throw him straight into the fire thinking that he's going to be a gold mine the next week.
Thou shalt not chase last week.
Exactly. Yeah. Thou shalt not chase last week. Exactly. Last week has happened. It is a new week. It is a new dawn. Think before you throw in that man. Look at the matchup and think realistically. Think of it as a clean slate. He might not necessarily do the same thing again. God, have I been guilty of that in the past. Seeing somebody get 30 points on my bench thinking, well, he's the obvious choice, and then absolutely scoring a duck the next week. So, yeah, it's it's a tough one, but you've just got to weigh your options up and be careful. Go into every week fresh, clean slate, looking at the best options that you have.
That's a very good one, Mark. You see, I was coming this purely from a draft angle, but yeah, that in season, that is absolutely a crucial bit of advice because that can really, really bone you. Suddenly you're dropping your star wide receiver to go with the wide receiver 4 that went off on one 100-yard touchdown on 2 targets.
Suddenly you think after 1 week, well, Nick Westbrook-Akina must be the greatest thing. I don't know how he ended up on my team, but I've got to do it. And likewise, if somebody goes off that's on the waiver wire, don't necessarily replace somebody else with him. Like it might not work out. So
that's another classic one actually with the draft. Very similar. Don't and this isn't one of mine, but this is just one you made me think of. Is when you draft a guy that for a reason, and then you drop them before the season even starts or after 1 week, like a backup quarterback or something, because there's some fancy 1 week, wonder on the waiver wire.
Yeah.
Just remember why you're drafting, what you're doing, what you're building.
I actually assigned that idea to Thou Shalt Not Kill, because I was assigning them to the real ones for some reason.
Okay.
And I said, like, don't just cut your late round swing after week 1 because you're like, it's valueless. Like, the example that I'm going to pull back to is year 1 of Brian Thomas Jr. with the Jags. Now, we all know he had a sophomore slump last year, which I also fell foul of after I was very aggressively taking him with my first round pick everywhere. Thank you, Brian Thomas. But in year 1, I had drafted him very late in a lot of places, and I was like, great, I'm really high on Brian Thomas. And then he kind of stunk for 2 weeks, and I dropped him everywhere. And then he was like literally the wide receiver 3 on the entire year. So sometimes, like, it's weird, right? Because sometimes you do want to, like, you're going to need a bit of space on the bottom of your roster to kind of pick up those guys that explode unexpectedly in the early weeks. But just make sure you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. If there's a guy that's very talented that you liked and you wanted to bet on, and maybe he's a rookie or a sophomore that's potentially not got his opportunity yet this season, but we think will. What's the right time to cut bait with that guy? Don't do it too early.
Right. And the next commandment I have is, thou shalt not draft backups, draft starters. Because so many people I see are drafting handcuffs or backup players to their players because that kind of makes sense. But you don't know, like, especially with running back, say if your franchise running back goes down, then they might not go to the wide receiver 2 because he's more of a pass catching back. They might skip him and give all the volume to a street guy or the running back 3 or whatever. And you think you're holding the bag, but actually you're just holding nothing. So much better to draft a whole squad of starters rather than trying to get cute with people's backups.
Can I add to that one?
Please.
When it comes to in-season moves as well, is when a running back goes down and everyone's rushing to go get that guy's backup, right? Or there's a news report that guy might miss a game or whatever, and everyone's trying to go get that guy's backup. Just try to like think a second layer deeper about, like, okay, what team is this? And is this the kind of team that actually, rather than, like you say, handing the ball off to who's a bad backup running back? I was trying to think of the old Green Bay guy, isn't it? The bald dude, and he wouldn't come to my head. It's instead of picking up some bad backup running back that they're not going to use because he's picking up 2 yards a carry each run, think about, actually, is this the kind of team that's maybe got a talented tight end where the short running game is going to be replaced by a short passing game, right? Or, like, is there going to be a lot of bubble screens to a particular receiver in a game where running back is out? And I play PPR, right? So all of a sudden, these 5 receptions that he's got behind the line of scrimmage has made him, a top 10 wide receiver this week. So, yeah, it's not always just as simple as the next guy on the depth chart at the position, right? It might be that those points kind of spread out equally around the team.
Yeah, good one. You got another one, or shall I come back?
Yeah, I went with, here you go. So, thou shalt honor your father and mother. Draft the old guys that got you there before. It's not sexy. It's boring. I don't do it. Every year I say I'm going to, and I end up drafting like 4 rookies that I end up cutting by week 2. See Brian Thomas.
I legitimately drafted Mike Evans 5 years in a row.
Yep.
He is my mother and father in this scenario. In this fantasy scenario.
He's your mama and your daddy.
Exactly. Yeah. Old mama, daddy, Mike. Yeah. Sometimes they're just that reliable, and I just felt Mike Evans was an old reliable source, and it worked for the vast majority of that. Obviously,
Old reliable source sounds like something new from HP. The first new source in over 70 years from HP.
That does sound like an
the
HP
old
one
reliable
as well, doesn't it?
source.
Yeah. Heinz wouldn't do that. That's a HP sort of.
It's the new rebrand for fruity sauce.
Sounds like how my granddad made my mum.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, but then
I understood that. I almost want to dive deeper, but I think we should leave it.
The flip side is that at some point Frank Gore is going to stop producing, right? And you don't want to be the one holding the bag. Sorry, that's a 10-year-old reference. But the whole point was that Frank, the question was, is this the year that Frank Gore's going to die? And he didn't, and he kept going for 5 years. And if you were the guy that drafted Frank Gore, in those years. You were happy, and then there was one sap one year that wasn't. So
Well,
it's hard to
there's-
know.
Yeah, it's the Derrick Henry thing, isn't it? It's like how many years in a row have we said, this will be the drop off for Derrick Henry, and it's not happened yet. So will this be the Derrick Henry drop off? Like, yeah, we do not know. That he's definitely the kind of the new Frank Gore of it all, I guess.
All right, let's go a little bit more draft focused. Thou shalt not draft for floor. Thou shalt draft for thine ceiling, particularly in the later rounds.
Great work on the flavor of the text here. Yeah.
Thanks. Doing my best work. What do I mean? It's quite tempting sometimes to think, well, that guy's a good player. He's available in the 8th round. He's going to be safe if my wide receiver goes out. He's going to play. He's going to be playing. He's a wide receiver 2 on a crummy team, but he's good. Like he's going to work. No, he's league average. He's a Jag. Your team is going to be full of Jags. It's going to be average. It's not going to win you the league. What's going to win you the league is taking lottery tickets on different players, some who might crash out and you do cut, but maybe if 1 or 2 of your later round guys hit, they're going off in the playoffs. That's how you win the league.
Yeah, completely agree. And it's not the worst thing in the world if a guy does bomb out, and you decide that, okay, maybe actually this wasn't the season that I thought he was going to have. And I can see that early on. And so I'm going to use those spaces for some of the guys that look promising on the waiver wire. That's what that's for. But like you say, I've lost my track of thought again.
But you don't.
What did
you
you
don't.
say?
You don't want a gang of like catch it and fall down tight ends on your bench. 'cause
Yes,
you're-
sorry, yeah. No, that's exactly it. Yeah, like you say, you're actually much better off still having maybe 2 other guys that you also bet on that have come off or looking promising or whatever, because you actually laid your balls on the line and you drafted a few guys that maybe other people wouldn't have done or would have been left until a little bit later because they were the guys that you thought would see the volume or whatever. So. Yeah, I'm totally with you. But the question is then, where does the value, because it's always about value proposition, right? Where does the value proposition come for a quote unquote boring guy? And can we label a name to this guy? I almost want to say like Terry McLaurin, just because even though he's the wide receiver 1, but just because it's so hard for him to catch anything. But
That's the point. I mean, we're going to get onto that in the next little segment, which is factors you should be considering. But that's a great point. It's a player that's in a bad offense that's going to get kind of consistent sort of average volume. There's
Garrett Wilson?
Yeah, exactly. The touchdowns aren't there.
You're fighting an uphill battle, right, every week because the offenses.
You're just hoping that the best case scenario is that he's average. Like there's no upside. That's literally what I'm saying. There's no upside. You want the upside. You want
Jerry Jeudy.
But that's where value comes in, right? Is that you want to be
great example.
Yeah, you want to be drafting a guy that has upside. And what I mean by that is that you're not paying for the optimal outcome in his draft price, i.e., for you're drafting a guy in the 3rd round that everything has to go right for him to pay you back, and that can be coming back off injury, that can be being a bad offense. You want a player that's got some. If he hits, he's going to be better value than where you're drafting. You're not drafting him at his ceiling. I hope that's not too complicated for the.
No, I understand. What would you say though to the idea that by that logic, that's somehow, and I'm speaking from my own experience here, that's sometimes how you end up drafting a lot of rookies, because obviously they are surrounded by unknown.
Uncertainty.
And so the pull of the unknown sometimes there can be like, well, these are all lottery tickets. I'll just draft 8 of these and someone's going to come off.
Well, yeah, that's it. You've got to play the odds game, right? That's what we're doing here. You're trying to factor in, what are the odds of this guy hitting? Rookies, it's going to be lower, but if you take a few of them, one of them surely has to.
Well, interesting enough, earlier this week I think back end of last week on NFL Daily, Nick Shook was, adamant about the idea that you don't take rookies early at all. If you're doing redraft, obviously we're not talking dynasty here, but rookie value is a very interesting one. Well, that's something I kind of wanted to bring to you guys, in terms of these redraft leagues that you do, where do you value these rookies? Where would you realistically take? Let's take, for example, this rookie class that's just come out, which has been, it's not the greatest in terms of some of the picks out there for fantasy value. What is the earliest that you'll take?
Well, just let's put again, like slap a name on it. For example, the top guy you would think this year, draft wise in redraft from the rookie class, would be Jeremiah Love
Yes.
as a kind of a pass catching running back. But obviously, he goes to the Cardinals, potentially not a great spot fantasy wise.
You got Jadarian Price on the Seahawks, who might have more of a role, but then he could be in too much of a role, and it'd be.
Do you think potentially that the hype around Ashton Genty last year and the kind of the crash bang wallop it was, specifically in the fantasy realm, that might put people off drafting Jeremiah Love this year, even though he's a very, very different player?
Well, we're getting into what factors you should be considering here, but Jeremiah Love is ADP currently is 3rd round. Now I am expecting him to get quite a lot of volume, so I don't actually hate that. But you're looking at Derrick Henry or Jeremiah Love next to each other in these rankings I'm looking at right here. Much rather have Henry than Love with his situation.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you are, as I say, thinking when is it going to drop off for Henry? I had one more commandment before if you wanted to hit factors, because I think we're kind of edging towards factors. But yeah, one more commandment I actually just thought of in like the last 5 minutes or so. Thou shalt not be a homer. If you're new to fantasy and you've got a team, don't focus too much on that team. Spread out a bit more. Learn about some of the other players. God, how many times have I drafted Muth and Najee and Deontay Johnson and just left myself in a hole of just like, oh, geez, why have I got all these Steelers? They're all playing terribly. Do not be a homer in these situations. Think about the rest of the league. Think about what you've got going there.
Yeah, it's true. You do want to draft players that you want to be supporting, though. On the other hand, the flip side of that.
To an extent, but then you can go overboard with it. And I think obviously you're going to know your team better than you know the rest of the league, more than likely. You just don't want to get suckered into the trap of, oh well, I know what he could be, but I don't know. I don't know this other person on this other team that's around that area. So I'm just going to take the guy I know on my team because, yes, I can root for him as well, but I think he'll do good. It's just a trap you can't get sucked into. I've actually tried to actively avoid drafting Steelers in recent times. I might go back to it this year. I don't know. There's a couple of potential options. I do like bringing in Jalen Warren where I can, but I need to know the value of my own team. I feel like I know the value of my own team, and I'm just trying to avoid overvaluing it, and just trying to avoid being a homer.
And use it as an excuse to learn about other teams too, especially if you may be a very like Pittsburgh centric NFL fan. Like, that's the reason why so many people around NFL coverage and the NFL fan world know offense so much better than defense, right? Is because of fantasy. Everybody is familiar if they're in a couple leagues with these other teams, these other guys. So it's just a great opportunity to just, keep we're all getting older, right? Our brain cells are all slowly dying away at a rapid pace. Sometimes it's hard to remember Ryan Flournoy's name, right? And if it wasn't for his great fantasy performance, would I have done it? Probably not. So, and then when you become a real degenerate, and this is your last commandment, Gav, thou shalt play IDP.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a commandment. I think that's a career progression. I think that's an inevitability. My last one was, and it kind of leads into where we're going. Thou shalt not be scared of reaching for a player if thine have a conviction and think he will go before thine next pick, and therefore check thine opponent's rosters during the draft to see what their needs are.
Oh, how much I did this with Ricky Pearsall.
I actually doesn't fit on the slate.
On the tablet, we've run out of extra room.
Sorry, God, could we be a little bit less verbose on that last one?
We need a smaller chisel, guys. Yeah, just don't be scared. Like, no one wants to be like everyone to say reach when you do it. But if you're on the turn, you've got to take 2 players. It's going to take the whole league back before it's your pick again. Like, doesn't matter. If you really believe in a player and he's going to go like a round earlier, you're going to pick him a round earlier, don't worry about it. Just take him. That's how you win leagues, right?
Yeah, remember you've only got one pick a round, right? So if you think a guy isn't valued until the next round, well, someone's going to pick him before then, because you don't, unless you're on the swing, obviously. Like, you've got a big gap before your next pick, so there's probably 14 guys, and between then and that's probably another good tip, right? That maybe is obvious, but people don't realize. Like, the order of the draft is ordered by what do they call it, ADP on or like kind of sleepers rankings or whatever. We use Sleeper as the obviously I'm sure people use various different NFL apps. So hopefully I've tried to convince most people to move to Sleeper by now. But when you're looking at that draft list, like maybe either like make one of your own with just the guys that you're potentially kind of interested in and value it out if you've got the time, or if not, just kind of play around with like what your favorite way to set that list is up. Because I think what a lot of people are guilty of sometimes, right, is the especially on long drafts, when we do a lot of long drafts, is like they'll pick up the phone. You've got multiple like idiots like me and Gav and Mark. I was going to say Mark. Somebody's going to feel like Mark probably doesn't do this, but like berating you to make your pick because you haven't picked in
tagging
like 3 hours
as soon as you're on the clock.
Yeah.
Tagging.
And so you probably like look at your phone, ignore any trade offers. First of all, check your inbox, see if anyone's trying to trade with you, see if there's any interest there, and then take a bit of time to look at, don't worry about the people tagging you. As long as you're there, that's all you care about. And like don't just pick the guy at the top of the ADP rankings, basically, is what I'm saying, because Autodraft could do that. Put a little bit of thought into it.
I do enjoy the green dot on Sleeper when I log in and I see, Simon's in here as well, looking at something, even though it's not his pick. I enjoy that.
Gav, would you say that like how do I put this? In terms of like the uselessness of time spent, like the amount of time put into just looking at the Sleeper app versus the out, like
I used to do it a lot more.
Output.
I used to do the Wolverine thing of just staring at my team. Don't do that anymore. I just kind of try and think
like
about it.
in a rainy room with no noise.
Yeah. Just like imagining greatness, imagining 20 points in each slot. Going, yeah, this team, I like this team this year.
It's back rooms, but it's just Gav's fantasy team on every wall.
I'm trying not to do that anymore.
Just weird, like blurry images of Jalen Hurts.
I would like to do a draft where there is no board, like there's no ADB. It's just.
So I did that. I think it was. Do you know we have a few of the leagues, the Mike Tomlin league, the Bill Cowher league, the whatever. One of the ones I did there, I experimented with that last season. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. If anyone listening is in it, but I think I turned off. I either set it to random or.
But you've still got the thing with that is though you can still generate your own cheat sheets. I'd like to do a hardcore mode where no one's allowed. No research papers, nothing. And like see which players would get forgotten. Like no one takes.
Yeah, so like, you have to come in like an exam with a piece of paper and a pencil, and every time someone gets picked, you write it down to keep track yourself. And cross him off a list.
Just off the top of the head draft. Like, no one's drafted Javonte Williams. It's the like fifth round.
You get to the 6th round.
That would be fun, but it'd be hard to do. You'd just have to be an in-person one. Anyway, right, let's move on to the next little section. Factors you should be considering. So I think this is what you need to think about when you're determining between two players. Maybe you said it before, like you've got two players neck and neck. You can't quite decide. And tell me if I'm wrong here, but this is how I do it. First of all, quality of the player, obviously, like how much I like the player, how much I think he's gonna go off, how skillful, right? That's obvious. Second, volume/usage. Like, how involved is he going to be? Is he going to be a target monster? Is he going to get loads of touches? And then third, offense, coach, scheme. Like, how good is this team? Like, is this a team that's going to be in, filling stats in garbage time? That's something. Like, is it a garbage time team? Like, Jake Brisket last year was like the best garbage time quarterback of all time.
Michael Wilson.
Yeah, Michael Wilson. So, it doesn't necessarily have to be a Super Bowl contender, but is it an offense that's going to sling it? Is it a running team? Like, is it a team that's got 15 tight ends out there like the Steelers last year, and you're not going to have much offense spread about. So that's my kind of my checklist that I go through when I'm trying to work out between two players. Did I miss anything there?
Well, I think they're the top three most definitely. But what I would say, and I'll put this to Mark, is there an argument to be made that maybe usage is actually even first over skill, in terms of sometimes that should be your first consideration, really, when because a guy who is a nailed on bell cow back, but maybe isn't as skillful as a wide receiver, potentially is more valuable
makes
just because of the
sense.
usage. So I think I would maybe even put positive, and maybe you mean that as well, Gav, but I would even put it that I think that's probably my first consideration.
Maybe at running back. That's true. But yeah, I mean,
because like it obviously depends on where you are in the draft as well. Like, because if it's the first round pick, everybody's getting great usage, really, right? Like, so it's like that you're basing that on who do you think is otherworldly, right? You want oh my god, why is the Bengals wide receiver escape my brain? You can tell we're in the off season. Jamar Chase. We can tell we're in the off season because it's been so long since I thought about some of these names. They've just like not come into my brain when I try and recall them.
Right, so
we talk about this bloody league every week. Can you imagine about normal fans?
I know. People just finished watching the World Cup. Don't worry about handcuffs. I said it before. Teams RB2s tend to be role specific rather than plug and play. So don't worry too much about that when you're considering these things. But do worry about split backfields. For instance, the Steelers this year, minefield. I don't know what you get. No one knows. Like, Dowdle had better yardage last year on a different team, obviously, but has familiarity with McCarthy. We don't know who's going to come in. Is it going to be a genuine split? Is it an open competition for running back one? So that's a real thing to consider. And we're actually in one of the best times for feature backs that I can remember. I did a quick count up, and I think there's 22 feature backs this year.
Really?
Yeah. Which is nuts.
And what are you when you're saying that feature back? Are you saying that that's a guy who's going to really be the bell cow back of his team? There's no,
all right. Well,
you couldn't argue a timeshare.
Okay, I'll read you the list here if you like, and you tell me if you think I'm wrong. And I've gone through by division, so it's not in order of greatness or anything. It's just I went through the divisions. James Cook, Devon Achane, Breece Hall, Derek Henry,
I'll agree.
Derek Henry, Chase Brown. Coming back off injury, but Quinshon Judkins.
Sure, it would be if not for the injury. So I agree with the point.
David Montgomery at the Texans. What's his competition?
Well, no, that one I don't agree with.
I know he's a dead zone back, but if you look at the roster, which I'm going to do right now.
No, because Thingy's still there, right? I can't remember his name right now, but the guy that everyone hates in fantasy because he...
Marks. Naturally,
Woody Marks or Damian Pierce?
Both of them, actually. Damian Pierce is the one I was thinking of, but Woody Marks as well, yeah. So I think that's a very muddy back. I don't think he's a feature back. He's definitely the best one.
I think so on the depth chart. No, Damian Pierce isn't there anymore. You've got David Montgomery as your starter, then Woody Marks as your kind of pass catching back. Now he's a good back, but I don't think he's challenging. I think he's a running back too. Then you've got Jordan Jahar, Noah Whittington, Joshua Pitzenberger, and Evan Hull. I'm sorry, I think that is.
Can we get him?
Maybe. I'm sure you can.
Where Evan Hull went.
I think that's Monty's backfield to lose. Personally, I know there may be some Woody Marks stands out there, but I mean,
I want to hear Gav's opinion because Mark's thought on that because for me, I would vote that that's not the situation we're talking about with the.
I don't know about Woody Marks, though. I think I might be siding with Gav a little bit here.
Fair enough. I'm not sure. I want to check on it.
That was the weakest one. I'll give you that. It was the weakest one out of all of these.
Okay. Let's carry
on. JT at the Colts.
Yep.
Now here's an interesting one. Basel Tootin at the Jags. Not much competition there.
Now who else is left in the room though?
I'll tell you. Hang on.
Because they just got rid of
the
artist formerly known as Travis Etienne.
Where am I?
So. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I've been saying that the Jags are very high on Bashal too.
Chris Rodriguez, LeQuint Allen, Amir Abdullah, DJ Dallas, still kicking around.
See, now that's also an interesting one because I agree that like we presume that Bashal Tootin is going to, but like equally, like would it be like amazing if in week 4 LeQuint Allen is getting 40% of the?
He's kind of a pass catching back. I know he's big and tall, but he's kind of a pass catcher. Chris Rodriguez, the clear kind of goal line hammer, but that their roles are defined. Amir Abdullah is like a speed merchant that's never really broken away. DJ Dallas is he's been around the league, but he's kind of a special teamer. I think this is Tootin, unless they bring someone else in.
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously confident in him in some sense, but...
Oh, they got Jamari Taylor. I like Jamari Taylor.
Right.
But, yeah.
So we're halfway down the list. J.K. Dobbins, caveat till he goes down injured, which he will, but until that point...
Hang on a minute. See, now you're losing me. That room is like a wash with people that could be the starter. That's not you can't say J.K. Dobbins is the feature back.
Well, who's the starter then? You've got RJ Harvey, who I like a lot. He's a different role player. He's a pass
He's
catching
a sophomore first round running back. You're telling me that
second
some other
round,
dude is
second
the
round. And he's
Was he not
he's
first
more
round?
of a pass catcher. He's
And they've picked up Jonah Coleman.
Coleman's
they've got-
but is a challenger. But I think at least for the start of the season, Dobbins is giving you starting. As I said, he'll go down, he'll get injured, and then. But I think he's the clear.
But now you've gone from teams with bell cow backs to teams that are starting a running back at the start of the season.
Well, only because he's going to get injured. I think if he wasn't so injury prone, he would be the feature back. And I think Harvey's a great number 2, but I think there's a clear role on this offense for Dobbins.
I'd still be reluctant to take him personally.
I'm not saying take him or not, but I think he's a feature back.
He's the starting running back. I will give you that.
It's not a split backfield. I don't think it's a split backfield. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is about
RJ Harvey's right behind him. I don't know how you can call that not a split back. I think just because a guy catches passes makes him not eligible to be part of the backfield.
I don't think he's going to get the same volume. But all right, fine.
Well,
You find this one contentious. That's fine. I can. All right, we'll take it down to 21.
Fine, we'll stretch.
Okay, I'll keep going. There's more. Kenny Walker at the Chiefs.
Okay, yeah.
Ashton Jeanty.
Jeanty.
Who did the Raiders bring in?
Dainty Jeanty.
Robinson.
Oh,
Mike.
Brian Robinson.
Brian,
Jr.
no,
from the-
not Brian.
No,
not
Mike.
him because
Mike.
he's.
Brian is in with Bijan. The double
Oh yeah,
Robinson.
they bought Mike Washington.
Yeah, Mike Washington. They got
That's
Dylan
who-
Lauby,
yeah.
Chris Collier, Roman. I mean, it's
Yeah, no,
Wait,
Jeanty.
Lauby
Probably is.
Lauby left the Cowboys?
Didn't he get
Was he
drafted
really
by the
Cowboys?
Raiders? I think
I
he
thought he
went
was
to
drafted by the
yeah.
Raiders.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I've
Were you thinking of
Did-
Lupke?
Oh, Luke Keys, who I'm thinking of. How's he doing?
Yeah.
Sorry, we're getting lost. We're
We
getting
get-
lost down the fullback.
keep
Let's carry
going.
on.
Yeah.
Marion Hampton.
Oh, what's the situation behind? No, it was Najee, wasn't it?
No, Najee's
yeah,
gone.
okay. Yeah,
And there isn't. Who's the other back there? That's. They were literally talking about that on NFL Daily as well.
Keaton Mitchell, Kamani
Yes,
Vidal,
that's it.
Jarrett Peterson.
Do we not think? I mean, do we not think Mitchell might?
I think he's
know
a change of pace
Hampton-
guy, isn't he? He's not a
yeah.
he's not a bell cow. Hampton's the bell cow there.
I think we're maybe overly scared of him because he kept showing up when he played.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think we know Keaton Mitchell
Yeah.
quite well. So
Javonte Williams at the Cowboys. Another contentious one, but I think it sticks if he comes back upon his return, is Cam Scatterboo at the Giants. I think
that's Tyrone Tracy slander a little bit.
maybe. I've never been a Tracy fan myself. I don't like these wide receivers turned running back. Don't do it for me.
He was good
What-
though when in Scatterboo's absence. He definitely made the backfield his own. I mean, all they've got elsewhere is Devin Singletary, but I think that would be more.
Fine, we can call that one a push. I knew
Hold
that
on.
one was a bit dodgy.
Sorry to interrupt this. You're on a roll, but can we pause here because there's two things it's reminded me of. Firstly, the Giants thing, Mark,
Oh yeah.
and secondly, did you see the Scatterboo backflip, Gav?
I did. It wasn't great. It was the nunchucks all over again, wasn't it?
I
Concerning.
mean, I was very behind him on the chugging the monster out of the boot on the live stream. I was very behind him on that. This, I don't know, man. Scatterboo. Let's just be sensible at least. No, I can't ask you to be sensible, but let's just look out for ourselves. Let's look after ourselves. You know.
Yeah, but
And-
sweet Jesus, the
Yeah.
Giants meeting room stuff. Oh my God, have you
Yeah.
seen this, Gav?
No, what's this?
So
John
I wanted
Harbaugh-
to pull it, but maybe you can do it live, Gav. Yeah. How would you describe how to find it, Mark?
Is it on Twitter?
Yeah, I
probably.
think so. Yeah, so John Harbaugh is literally just shouting New York Giants over and over again, and not really.
Very awkward.
People are like, "Oh no, it's great. You know, he's really instilling into this team," and all the Ravens fans are just like, "No, this is the same corny BS we've been putting up with for the last however long. It's just ridiculous and won't
It
get
did
anywhere."
strike me, and maybe we can listen to it. I don't want to. If you tell me if you got it, Gav, but it did
think I've
strike
got it.
me. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
very
yeah,
good.
little nervous?
No.
Huh? You
Is
little
this it?
nervous? A little
This is
nervous,
it.
man.
yes, yeah.
Nervous, excited nervous, you know? Nervous like you're full of game almost, man. It's like, get this thing kick off. I'm standing up here in front of the New York Giants. The New York Giants. This is a New York Giants sitting in this room. The New York Giants. Wow. It's an honor. It's an honor to stand in front of this room right now. And I know as coaches back there feel the same way, right, coaches?
Certainly.
It's an honor, man. We've been working, haven't we? We've been working early and we were late getting ready for today. Today. Sitting in this chair, in this seat, getting to work, getting started, our beginning. Because this is where it all begins. Together.
Just awful.
So, Mac, where in that would you put the, if you were doing Hard Knocks, where would you put the?
I wouldn't put it anywhere. I wouldn't show it. I'd cut it. For fear of embarrassment.
I love that
oh
he's
my
like,
God.
he shouts the New York Giants the first time, obviously expecting the reaction, but then he chooses to double down, triple down, and quadruple down before still getting no reaction.
I hate to be
What
a
is
heel, but I
expected?
don't hate that.
I knew you'd back it. I knew you'd back it.
Corny and it's
He loves the old, like, can't connect with the youth coaching style. He loves it.
yeah. But incredibly, not the worst person in that room that day either. So, have you seen the
who
Matt,
was that?
Have you seen the Matt Nagy one?
No.
You don't have to play this one, Gav, because this one is really kind of nonplussed. But Matt Nagy is just stumbling over his words constantly. Can't seem to pull a sentence together. Just looks so nervous. Like he is just a mess. I am between those two videos alone. I am so down on the New York Giants now.
I'm really out on the Giants. I've been saying this all offseason. I can't grasp why people think the success.
I was kind of on board a little bit, and I actually thought the Harbour thing was pretty good, and I like Jackson Dart and everything. But Matt, I do not like the vibes in the New York Giants.
I think
right
it'll
now.
work out.
Are we underrating the lesser Harbaugh brother? Gav?
Which one? No, I think you are. Yeah,
Sure.
I think it's going to work out in New York. I think it's his message may have got stale in Baltimore, but it's brand new in New York.
Sounds stale in that room. Yeesh.
Anyway, Saquon Barkley, feature back.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
DeAndre Swift, feature back. Jamar Gibbs.
Wait, hang on a minute. Somewhere in that room is
Somewhere.
Johnson.
Have you not been burnt enough by drafting him every year?
Hang on, Carl Monungai's on that team as well.
Kyle Monungai, my son.
He's on the Bears, right?
By the way, if anyone doesn't know that reference, Michael Bublé doing the Kyle Monungai, my son, is like my favorite new NFL meme. I don't know what I just
I'm
every
not
single
familiar with that one.
every single time I hear Kyle Monungai now, I picture Michael Bublé just Kyle Monungai, my son. Go find that.
Four more.
I need to find
Four
it.
more. Let's get through them. Josh Jacobs of the Green Bay Packers.
Well, depending on battery charges, but sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Another tenuous one, but I think it still stands. Aaron Jones of the Vikings.
Keeping it a buck right now, he has. But-
Yeah, it's a bit of a tenuous one, but
Also, everyone else in the room is so.
yeah,
fair.
so he's better than anyone else. And then the last two ones, Bjorn Robinson and Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's a lot of starting
Yeah,
running
it is
backs.
actually.
I
It is a
think.
lot. It is a lot. I think it goes to show, right? That's what we're talking about. It's the resurgence of like the guy that you can draft in the first round, or the top of the second, and no one's going to point and laugh at you, right? Like he's a known quantity. He's a famous name at running back. So I think that's probably why running backs have risen to the top, because it's like you feel like if you miss out on all of those guys, then it's like you're stuck with like you said, the handcuffs, the some of the rogue pass catchers that sometimes have big games and then go missing for 3 weeks at a time, and it's a tough game to play if you don't get some of those early guys though. So I do understand the pull. I've always got that. I mean, we used to argue about this in the early days of this podcast. Like I was always more of a running back guy early and you were more of a receiver guy early. But has that changed? We shall see.
Well, yeah, that's going to get into some strategy in a second. But I've just noticed on this ranking that they have Jordan Mason above Aaron Jones. So maybe that one's wrong. They've got him as running back 38 above running back 41, Aaron Jones. Not sure I agree with that. Mason was flat last year. He didn't do anything.
He was. I can't pretend to know what the temperature is like in Minnesota. Maybe a Minnesota fan listening will reach out and let us know. Don't know how he's found his way here, but welcome.
I'm looking at Draft Sharks here, and the ADP, Aaron Jones has got a higher ADP. It's just their ranking, so that's just them. But they're in the same tier. But so maybe that is one that should go off that list.
Mason's a name I'm probably going to be swerving this year because I was high on him last year. And he was broadly a letdown for me. I'm probably going to be swerving right into Kyle Monungai.
Right.
My son.
Right, so that was almost the last factor we should be considering. We went into the running back thing there. I was going to say one more thing. Uncertainty is your friend. You need to weigh up the odds, right? The upside being priced in. I just think sometimes you get too scared of uncertainty, and then that's when you chase floor. So I think there's always reasons that every player that's come up at that particular position on your draft board is there for a reason. And I think sometimes it's tempting to weigh too much into uncertainty of one player and undervalue the uncertainty of another, if you know what I mean. So just I think you can kind of throw out the uncertainty almost. It's your friend. Like the reason why this player is here is because there is uncertainty. So just embrace it and just shoot for upside.
Very good.
Right. So then strategy. So what strategy you taking this year? Have you got a particular strategy in mind, or is the strategy heading into 2026 just to be flexible and just go?
Yeah.
It's almost like the most open first round I've seen in a long time. I wouldn't be surprised you could go anywhere almost.
I've always said that drafting in fantasy is much like making love to a beautiful woman. I had no idea where I was going with that. I just really wanted to say that.
You can take it anywhere.
Bit of fast show. My strategy will be the same thing. I'll get to it and I'll completely panic and forget all strategy. It's what I tend to do, unless I've got a lot of time to think about it. My home. I'll tell you about the absolute debacle of my home league last year. 15-second draft time.
Ooh.
Horrific. Absolutely no strategy there. Like all out of the window because of that. That will not be happening again this year. If I've got a lot of time to think, then strategy wise, this is the thing. Maybe you boys can help me sort of pin down a strategy here, because I feel like I just sort of go with the trends and go with the flow, and maybe I'm not zagging as much, Gav. Maybe I'm more of a zigger.
I would argue that that's probably the best strategy this year, though, because it's so open. I think if people are going to be hammering running backs, that they're going to leave top wide receivers on the board, and I think there's some good ones that are going to fall. I wanted to get into that next. I think there's some falling wide receivers this year that, if you're savvy and you can maximize that, you can end up with one hell of a good roster. Receivers, if they're still the featured receiver that's getting all the targets, they're going to get you 20 points per game. I'm a bit reluctant to swing so hard into this running back thing, but I think that's the way it's going to go. I think running back is going to dictate your draft this year. I think running back's the key position. I don't think you want to leave the top 5 rounds without 2 really good running backs, because I think that's really where you make the playoffs with your top 5 picks. You win the season with your last sort of 8 picks. So I just want my roster to be, which is a definite change for me from previous years. But as I've said, there's so many starting running backs now. 22 I've got there. Let's say it was down to 18. That's not enough to go around for everyone. So you need to be coming away with 2 before they all go.
Yeah. I hate to disappoint you, Gav, but as usual, my strategy is that I trust myself in the moment to make the right decision.
You are God. Okay. It'll be all right. I'll do it on the day. That is a strategy.
That has always been my strategy in life as well as in fantasy, and it's largely served me well. Occasionally it lets me down and makes me look a fool. But for the most part, I would say now it's going to be a real test of it this year, though, because like I've highlighted a couple of times this offseason, I think between the World Cup and like just like football disappearing for so long, like my brain and Twitter was the other thing we were saying, like not keeping us updated as well. Like my brain just is a bit foggier in terms of like my names and where guys are and how they're exactly doing. You know what I mean? And I wonder if maybe this year my draft is going to reflect that. Maybe I'm going to I don't know, my team's going to look like Kets.
Well, that's why we're doing the primer. That's why we're doing this thing. So just one question, because I'm very much aware that we're going to be doing a mock draft. We've got a few listeners in there and we're late starting it, so I don't want to drag on too long. But I just want to talk about 3 players that I thought are interesting to talk about, veterans. And the first guy is Justin Jefferson. What a value I think you're able to get on him. So he's ADP round 1, but pick 11. Sorry, no, so I'm wrong there. That's Lamar Jackson. What am I talking about? Sorry, on this one, ADP, 2nd round, 5th pick for Justin Jefferson. I mean,
Yeah, a guy who's been, pretty hallmark first overall, second overall kind of guy. While he's been in the league.
he's been one of the blue chip fantasy players for 5-6 years. Now, obviously, he's come off a bad season that was torpedoed by JJ McCarthy, but JJ McCarthy's not his quarterback, it's Kyler. Now, are there questions about Kyler? I had a quick look. There was one season where Kyler and DeAndre Hopkins were both healthy. They played there. So one season where they all played together in 2020. Kyler absolutely funneled targets to Hopkins. He was wide receiver 4 that year, 160 targets, 115 receptions, 1,470 yards, 47 yards. But the caveat is that's the only season that Kyler has had a top 24 wide receiver in PPR. So can Kyler support an alpha dog receiver? Well, what's the situation? Kev Connell, he's not afraid of peppering his target. So I'm putting all my chips into Justin Jefferson bounce back this year. I think you're getting great value on him in the second round. That's unbelievable. I will be, if I'm in the back end of first round, just give me Justin Jefferson. Another one for me, AJ Brown.
Hold on.
Oh, go on.
How tied are you to? Because you kind of convinced me. I like what you're saying. How tied are you to with Kyler Murray's performance on Justin Jefferson? Because I think it's like a really wide range of outcomes where, we saw what happened last year, and part of me sort of thinks, well, with a competent coach like they have, and we know he's a world-class wide receiver, they're not going to allow him to have a season like last year again, assuming he's healthy, right? So with a competent quarterback like Kyler Murray, and a guy we've seen do it before, which is the most important thing with he's made wide receivers have relevant fantasy seasons in the past, which is not something we've seen out of JJ McCarthy. It kind of ups that floor, right? So I totally get it. Like, you're getting this discount where Justin Jefferson is being viewed as this like major risk, but actually we think the floor may be a lot higher than that risk suggests. But at the same time, part of me says, is the Kyler Murray experiment going to go down faster than we think? And maybe, you know what I mean? Like, there's a slight worry in the back of my brain there. How tied are you to Kyler Murray's success by taking him in the first round?
Well, of course, but that's the uncertainty, and that's why you're getting one of the best players in the league, one of the best wide receivers in the league at that value. So I just think it's upside, right? This is the uncertainty that I'm talking about.
Do you think the discount there is fair, Mark, or do you think the value is still good for Justin Jefferson?
I'm kind of in the middle of both. I definitely see what
he's sitting on the fence, Gav.
I know I'm a perennial fence sitter at this point, but yeah, I get. Hello, Krusty. I get what Gav's saying, but I worry about the quarterback situation there, and I worry about what that's going to do productivity-wise for Justin Jefferson in fantasy.
Well, Gav loves this. He's going to be taking Justin Jefferson.
Buy low, man. This is buy low. I'm putting it out there to anyone that believes anything I say. Buy into Justin Jefferson this year, because you're getting.
This is the man that buys £5 plums, people. Listen
if
to him.
It does come off in that quarterback room, then who's the first guy they're looking at? It's Justin Jefferson. So I definitely see it from that angle. But yeah, maybe I'm getting sucked into looking at the floor rather than looking at the ceiling.
The reasons to be doubtful are what happened last year. Well, that doesn't matter in fantasy, especially when you've got a different quarterback, and uncertainty with Kyler Murray. Give me that uncertainty. That's what I'm saying. Embrace it. Like,
how's
gamble.
It's
fine. It wasn't a health thing, was it? It was just poor quarterback play.
I thought he was like kind of banged up a bit. Maybe I'm misremembering that, or just like
that might have been the season before.
I don't know.
Okay, potentially. I think he's had
low risk according to this.
Okay, good.
Had a grey tooth thigh hamstring strain.
Higher or lower risk than a Puka Nacua anti-Semitic incident?
I don't know anything about that. How does that work on the vibes check?
I mean, it wasn't great last season, was it? But yeah. Didn't make it any less of a hell
I think
of a
Puka's an
receiver.
interesting. We won't get into that though. So you carry on, Gav. You were talking about AJ Brown.
I was going to say, another one for me a bit later on, but a player that I think is possibly getting forgotten, going in the ADP of round 4, AJ Brown. I mean, been an alpha dog in this league. May funneled 102 targets to Stephon Diggs. I reckon Brown's going to be better than Diggs in this offense. Josh McDaniels happy to exploit matchups if they work. AJ can win matchups when he's in the right mood. He's not wanting to read books. I think this is a match made in heaven. You know, May's got that big arm. AJ Brown can out physical people downfield. He's a touchdown merchant, as you saw in Philadelphia, right, Mark, against the Steelers. I think this is another guy to target, honestly.
Well, and he's going into that, as you say, he's going into that Patriots room that that's a great scenario for him. So yeah, I'd be buying high on AJ Brown for sure.
You agree?
Yeah, no, I'm totally I totally agree with you. Sorry, because I think what's going to happen with AJ Brown though is that even though his ADP might be a little bit lower now, like as a hangover from the Eagles experience, I think when it comes to the drafts, people are going to see AJ Brown and like kind of be targeting him because they know, like, people, you know, after the Patriots, like the way that went last season, and obviously making the Super Bowl and Drake May hype and stuff. I just think everything going on around him is primed to sort of make him a bit of a hype bunny as we get closer to the season through training camp. So I do wonder if the discount on him is going to fade as we get closer to the season. So maybe he's like someone you can get a bit cheaper in earlier drafts than later ones. We'll see.
Yeah, there's definitely the drift as we get closer to reality, isn't it? The ADP starts to sort itself out. Another interesting one, Kenneth Walker. Why is he down in sort of mid to late second round?
Who? Sorry, who did you say?
Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker. I thought you said Delaney Walker. I was like, what?
Delaney Walker. Why is Delaney Walker still playing?
I don't know where my brain went with that. Well, yeah, that is another interesting one, right? Because that feels like a guy where people just kind of don't know exactly what to do with him. They've maybe experienced a lot of disappointment from the Kansas City running back position.
I think that's it. You've nailed it.
Yeah.
I think it's easy to think Andy Reid doesn't support like alpha dog running back production, but that's a new thing. That's Mahomes era. Like going back, he's absolutely made fantasy running backs go off in its time at the Eagles and in the Alex Smith era. And then also the Chiefs in this new era of Mahomes, the new time of his career, they want to protect him more. How do they do that? By playing more balanced offense. That's why they brought in a great running back like Walker. So I think he's on a great team. But again, it's Chiefs were down last year. There's not been a good running back for the Chiefs for a while. So that's what the doubts is. But I think Kenneth Walker might pop off.
Yeah, I could see it. Yeah, and it wouldn't be justice for all those people that drafted. What was that recent? Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah,
idiots like me who believed
over
and over again.
And
they drafted Sky Moore. I know he's a receiver, but he sucked too. You know, people are just, this is it, right? People are used to drafting these skill positions in Kansas and thinking like, wow, take this, everyone. I've just got Mahomes' newest toy. This is going to be so fun. And then he's either like a convicted felon 8 times by the start of the season, or Mahomes breaks his knee in half, or he's just garbage.
He's ass.
So yeah, I think that's what it is. But like you said, Kenneth Walker's a known quantity, a Super Bowl MVP. So wait, did he win that MVP? Or did I invent that?
Let's say he did.
Yeah, he won Super Bowl
right?
MVP. Yeah.
It wasn't Darnold.
No, it was Walker.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I think, you know what, Gav, you should be a fantasy analyst. You're really convincing me on all these players. I'm gonna have to steal them from you.
All right. Have you got any value, guys, or should we just crack on with this draft? Given we're
let's crack.
Let's crack on. Yeah, I don't want to hold people up.
So what we've done there is I've revealed who I'm targeting, and no one else has. So bear that in mind, everyone. All right, let's move on to this mock draft. Then this is where the fun starts. All right, I'd like to welcome. We've got. I don't know if all these people are actually going to show up. We've got Phil.
Should we just? I know obviously we're live. I don't want to take up too much time. Do you want to just drop a quick note in the group that people are in, just to say we're going? Like, be there if you can.
Yeah, please do.
I did about. I think I said we were going soon about an hour ago. So
okay, maybe we should let Rich know. We've got Phil's here. Phil Williams. He's got a green dot. We've got Tom Allen. He's got the green dot. Okay, so those guys are here, and then Ian Faruga. Hopefully, he's going to show up. We've got Rich, and then obviously us 3 guys. So let's now, Simon. How did you end up with the first pick exactly?
Well, so I want to be clear. This is a fake draft. It's not real. So I definitely didn't fake a number randomizer to get the first overall pick, which I could have just taken myself if I wanted it to anyway. When I was sent the link to claim it, like Mark suggesting that I lied and Googled a video of a fake number generator just to get the first overall pick in a fake draft.
I still,
I did. I just googled like 1 to 12 random number, and it came up like automatically on Google at the top, and I was like, pressed it, recorded it, 1.
I do remember. I do chuckle to myself. I remember there was a draft in like 2010 or something. A mock draft we were doing, and it was back in the days where people used to actually do mock drafts like with other people. Like, perish the thought. And we had a chat going, and someone drafted Arian Foster and then left and quit. Like, he drafted him first, and I said, "Oh, the guy obviously wanted to practice taking Arian Foster with his first pick." Still makes me chuckle to this day thinking about that. It was a good
I
joke.
love that line. That is a good line.
Right, let's start this thing. We've lost Ian. Ian's gone. Obviously, it's a bit late for him. I apologise. I thought that might happen. Sorry, we dragged on, Ian. So sorry you couldn't partake. Right, let's get started. Ooh. All right, you're on the
It's
clock.
me. Oh,
Yeah.
no, I've got 2 minutes to wax fantastic.
Oh, it's me. After we literally just talked about you taking the number 1 pick.
All right, with the first overall pick in this fake mock draft, wait, we've not even discussed what how many teams are there? 12
So it's
teams.
a 12
and it's a
team,
snake.
PPR, Snake, Superflex.
Superflex, yeah,
Yeah.
which is 2 quarterbacks for anyone that doesn't know. So
Right.
it increases the value of the QB.
It does.
Wait, is this definitely Superflex? Because my rankings don't
Yep.
appear to
Yeah,
suggest so.
2
Okay.
Two,
Oh, that
yeah.
kind of
and
throws
one
me off.
Yeah,
it being
nice. That's,
Superflex.
yeah,
Hmm.
interesting. Well, we can draft. We can. Yeah, this is good because the board isn't.
Isn't set for Superflex like
Isn't
that.
set,
Okay,
yeah.
in Superflex, then this is an interesting difference because I was about to say in the first overall pick I would just like happily go and select Jamar Chase and throw fire into the running back conversation we just had. But if we're talking Superflex, I'll go nowhere else. But Haley Seinfeld's Chad husband, Josh Allen,
Okay, fair enough. It's a
who
good
I
pick.
just think we haven't really spoke much about quarterbacks just as we let the next pick go, but I do think Josh Allen has entered an era of his career, especially as I'm predicting a slight Lamar Jackson fall off into his 30s, given the type of player that he is. I think we've entered a realm where Josh Allen is like clearly head and shoulders above anyone else fantasy level, and it's worth the first pick in Superflex.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got to tie up your quarterbacks in Superflex if you want one of the top ones.
Exactly.
The clock is ticking down on Rich. Is he going to make his first pick? I don't know.
I did send him a message in the chat to let him know that the draft is starting. So
So we've not given him enough heads up, have we?
Maybe not.
That's on us. That's on us.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's a difficult exercise when you're.
is there a drop off in?
Ooh.
You know, we talked about tight end earlier. Is there a drop off in quarterback? Like a noticeable
Yeah, I think
where
there's
where
a
it
top
goes. Yeah.
few guys, and then it drops off. Is it Hurts? Is that where the drop off is? I mean, Dart is currently after him. Caleb Williams, Justin Herbert. I think you're looking at those high volume, high passing offense guys, or
Yeah.
Caleb Williams is an interesting one. I think he.
I think people are going to be better than him this year.
Yeah, I think I might be. to
With
be
Ben
honest.
Johnson, I'd be surprised if he ends up getting drafted after Jackson Dart in a lot of drafts by the time we get to.
We've got a new joiner,
Season.
UK Steelers. Is that Jason?
Oh, it could be. Could be.
At slot 11.
Give us a shout
Most
if
of the
you're,
slots filled now, actually. Yeah, shout out everyone who joined us.
Rich is
Yeah.
counting down here.
It seems like Rich may be not there.
Not there.
maybe preoccupied, but we'll see what the let's see what the old auto draft pulls up for him.
It's going to be Bijan, isn't it? I'd have thought.
It will be Bijan Robinson by the looks of it. Yeah,
Which is
we had somebody in our home league last year who
no, he
missed
didn't
a
do
lot
it.
of their picks.
Oh, I thought you were going to say took Brian Robinson.
No, missed a lot of picks. Oh, it took Jamar Chase for Rich.
Well, that's what I would have done at one. I'd have taken Jamar Chase, given the
Robinson,
option.
Gibbs, Nakua. Oh, it's me on the clock. Well. I don't particularly want to take Lamar
So
Jackson.
the audio listener, it goes Josh Allen, Jamar Chase, Bijan Robinson, Jamar Gibbs, Puka Nakua, and now Gav with the 6th pick.
Kevin
Interesting.
Marshall.
I am going to take
Yeah,
Christian.
Gav drafted.
I,
Sorry, Gav.
I am going to take Christian McCaffrey, which is a risk because of the injury. But if he hits, he's always big. Right, Phil's on the clock. What's he going to do?
Is it a discount here because of the electrical substation with McCaffrey now? Are we seeing a real movement on McCaffrey's value due to the substation?
Substation is real.
Brandon Ayuk said as much.
I do think Christian McCaffrey's a great example of those what we were talking about before. You know, it's weird to even think of McCaffrey as unsexy because of the kind of player he is, but you know, him just not being the automatic 1-1 is kind of an unsexy thing for Christian McCaffrey, right? Because we're so used to him. He's just like kind of part of the furniture in the fantasy landscape now. And I think people kind of are like, they understand it's a bit of a coin flip, right? You're either going to get an elite running back season, or you're going to get an injury plague season. And so it's always going to be a risk. But I mean, am I right in thinking the last 2 years he's basically been rock solid?
Oh, it's been standard. Yeah, it's been great.
And people have
had
been
less
discounting him
injuries,
even
hasn't he?
heavier. Yeah, and so he's climbed back up really a little bit from where he was injury wise. And hopefully that doesn't mean that this is the year that it zigs the other way. But are you going to be? Are you going to take any McCaffrey stock this year, Matt?
I don't think so. I don't. Again, I think you kind of nailed it in saying that he's weirdly unsexy as a pick, isn't he? I think I'm just a bit too concerned. Maybe this is a me problem, but I think
It's me.
I do get worried about injury-prone players. Why then I still put my money on Ricky Pierce, or I don't know, but
he got shot,
yeah.
Mark. He got shot.
He got shot, but he's had injuries since. When people said he was injury prone after he'd got shot, I mean that was ridiculous. But now maybe you might be right. Phil's about to run out of time here.
So this is interesting because obviously we've only had one quarterback taken. So this is a case of having to zig, right? Where in this draft quarterbacks aren't going. So therefore I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait on quarterback. Time's up on Phil. He takes JSN. Jonathan Taylor goes. James Cook goes. Now Tom on the clock. Yeah, maybe we left the draft starting too late, and everyone's fallen asleep on their sofas waiting for it to start. And
Well, they're on green for the most part. I mean,
yeah, that's what I mean. They're logged in, but fallen asleep.
They've all fallen asleep.
Yeah, so that's on us.
Do we have to question the 2-minute timer?
Oh no, Tom's here.
Tom
He
hasn't
makes
fallen
his pick.
asleep.
He makes his pick.
And he makes the Justin
He
Jefferson.
goes for Justin
jump.
Jefferson. Good value there.
Tom, did you
I like
listen
that
to Hour and Hour Sis and decide to go with Jefferson there, or was that off your own back? Please let us know in the chat.
I was going to say, you're hoping he was going to respond.
Now, is it
Shout
Jason?
as loud as you can, and hopefully one of us will pick it up. Yeah.
Is it Jason? Is it not?
Well, it's UK Steelers podcast.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping it's not me.
Is it Kets?
Oh, maybe it is Kets. Interesting.
Kets snuck into the draft. Is it Mike?
It's an
No,
agent
it can't.
of
It can't be Mike. I haven't had any trade offers yet. In this box, so.
Right, who's on the board? CD Lamb, Amon Ra, Drake London, Kenneth Walker's there, Ashton Jeanty, some tight ends. Who's going to take the first tight end? The quarterback's still going. We've only had Josh Allen taken, so
This is ludicrous.
Here.
Why are the QBs not being taken?
Because it's
Especially by the auto as well. It's a bit.
well, the auto doesn't think it's super flex. That's why.
It's a slight hole in the
Yeah.
logic.
Starting to wonder if you are UK Steelers podcast, Si.
No, it's not me. I'm the first one.
I'm the first
Yeah.
one.
Well, I know you're the first one, but like UK Steelers podcast isn't picking either.
No.
So on my board, what's interesting is the board on my. Oh no, that's why. That's weird. They're different. The boards on my my screens.
Only a few seconds left to go for UK Steelers podcast here, but now I've got to start thinking about what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
Am I going to zig?
You're on the turn. You got the
Look at these.
two picks to make.
Yeah, I wanted to be on the turn. I feel like more often than not, I do end up in these scenarios where I'm picking at the end as Amon-Ra St. Brown goes off the board.
The sun god.
So will I zig? I think I will. Do I believe in Lamar enough? I feel like he's still got the moves, hasn't he? And I know he's another guy that, you know, probably will miss a game or two, but he's still going to give you value there. I mean, I'm looking at the running backs as well. And yeah, I'm on the turn here. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go for Lamar. So I'm gonna take Lamar Jackson here. And then, yeah, I think he is going to be a bell cow. He's going to have some early production, and he is the reigning Super Bowl MVP. So, yeah, Kenneth Walker, come on down
Nice.
into my team now.
Okay. CD Lamb goes. Tom takes Drake May. London goes. GT goes.
What do you
Jeremiah
think of
Love
Drake May
goes.
this year as a QB3? He's risen obviously rapidly in the fantasy landscape.
I think with AJ Brown as well, I think that could be a good one to pick up. He's a good quarterback.
Obviously
This
got
is
a
the
bit of
thing.
both.
Got to kind of I think Drake May's an example of where sometimes you may have to separate real play from fantasy. Can be difficult.
Now, I'm very tempted to take Devon Achan here as being a great running back. But the uncertainty does frighten me, and the fact that he's got the injury designation. So I'm just going to nail on Brock Bowers here. I know that's maybe a little bit off value of the ADP, but I think he's such a dangerous weapon that ties up my tight end position.
Achan goes the pick right after you as well, followed by Trey McBride, Malik Neighbors, and Saquon Barkley. Now, Malik Neighbors was an auto pick. Obviously, we don't know his health status going into the season. Saquon going off the board there. So where do you go here, Si?
Simon's on the turn.
Yeah, so as you said, Gav, and especially when you're looking at a 12-team draft like this, like you really do want to make sure you get someone in that running back realm. And I know Saquon Barkley falling all the way to the back end of the second round almost feels crazy, right?
In redraft, yeah, crazy.
Yeah, no, he obviously had a down season,
especially with no AJ Brown there as well. Yeah, like you think he would probably get more of the rock.
It's definitely a weird draft this year. I sort of, you get to this point of it and you sort of, there's question marks. I don't feel good about taking a lot of these players here. I don't know if you feel the same.
Yeah, so I would say right now the thing is where I'm picking. There's a couple wide receivers that I feel really good about taking. The running backs less so, and now obviously I'm on the turn here, so I got 2 picks anyway. But if it was just the 1 pick, I think I would be erring towards the running back earlier, but just because I want to make sure that I get the guy I'm comfortable with. And right now it is for me Chase Brown, who I'm going to take there. Again, Gav's going to question it, I think, but
not at all.
I still like Chase Brown, and I think that with Joe Burrow back and that offense humming on full capacity, as I fear it may do, I really do believe in Chase Brown, and maybe that's an all skill thing, but it's also opportunity.
That was the thing about that trade, is that when it started getting challenged, I was like, well, you know what, I'm cool. Like I quite like Chase Brown. I want to keep him. I don't mind keeping him. So that was where the questions with Aaron came in. I was like thinking, well, if I'm happy to keep him, then obviously it's a fair trade.
Sorry, I'm just now looking. So I want to grab I could go tight end here. Obviously, the 2 tight ends have gone, though, really, that you would want in terms of Brock Bowers and Trey McBride. People are making
almost
arguments.
a tier on their own, really.
For the rookies, or you could try and consider the Kyle Pitts breakout season again if you really want to play that game, but I'm not going to do it. So I'm looking at wide receiver, and there's 2 names that stand out to me at this spot, and it's Nico Collins, who I think is probably the biggest name still on the board, and surprised he doesn't go in the first 2 rounds. Or your argument, Gav, about AJ Brown, which I think was very convincing. I think in this case, Nico Collins kind of just doesn't have any negative there to me. I'm hoping that we're going to see a better season out of CJ Stroud. Maybe that's the argument, that the quarterback position is just better with the Patriots, and so that's going to lead to more opportunities for AJ Brown. But I'm going to go with Nico Collins as kind of the big X. He's going to dominate that offense in terms of targets, I would think. So Nico Collins, Josh Allen, Nico Collins, and Chase Brown. Sorry. I like that. I'm very pleased with those as 3 first picks.
So next off the board, Derrick Henry, Omarion Hampton, Kyron Williams, and then George Pickens right before Mr. Gavin Marshall's back on the clock.
Now, my choice here is it's either AJ Brown or it's a quarterback. I think that the Joe Burrow is in a tier above. I think there's a bit of a drop off before Jaden Daniels. Now, I like Jaden Daniels a lot, but the injuries. So I'm going to take Burrow. Now, I know he's coming off an injury himself, but that offense is high powered. I want to secure a quarterback here for Superflex, so that's where it's going to be. I've realised who might be picking for the UK Steelers podcast. That might be me on my other screen. I might have accidentally claimed it somehow. So I'm going to make picks for this other team. I hope that's all right with you guys.
I'm a bit sad by it, but okay.
But I'm just going to pick off. I'm not going to pay so much attention and talk about it, but I am going to pick.
So Chris Olave, Breece Hall, and Josh Jacobs then go off the board before Tom is now.
I hope the list is acknowledging that in multiple ways we've already noticed here that Gav is manipulating this.
Tom takes AJ.
Tom
Brown,
takes AJ Brown, who I was going to take here.
Yeah, I was going to hopefully. That's why I was worried about you going there.
So me, that's on auto pick, has taken 2 receivers, so he needs a running back. So he is going to take. Now, interestingly, Bucky Irvin's there. Etienne's there, but I think he's going to feel like Javonte Williams is a more clear-cut starter with less questions, so he's going to take Javonte Williams.
Okay. Right, where am I going to go with this then?
Double drafting. This is new.
I'm already worried about the wide receivers now, and we haven't even got there. Like, I mean, you've got Rashee Rice, and we don't know what the hell was going on there. T. Higgins is a wide receiver too. Ted McMillan could be, but he might have a sophomore slump. Like, I know I'm on the turn here, so I can have a look elsewhere. I mean, the running backs feel like I already feel like here is the drop off. I'm a bit concerned. Do I then just look at maybe securing a second quarterback here? Like, I know I need a tight end as well.
You're going for a second quarterback here. That would be
No. I think I've already knocked that on the head in my own head. I was thinking it out loud.
you could do.
Travis Etienne in New Orleans is interesting. Really interested to see what happens with Alvin Kamara. I mean, he is back, so okay. I think I'm gonna go Ted McMillan because I like Ted McMillan, and I think he's going to be the big kind of target in Carolina if that offense can really flow as well again.
The board is all green, isn't it? There's so many running backs gone.
So many running backs gone, and that's a worry to me. So do I then just try and pick someone up, or do I think somebody lower down? I don't think I'm going to go running back right now. I think there's probably a couple of people I can keep my eye on if they fall enough. I'm going to go for Tyler Warren because I do think he had quite a good first season in Indianapolis, and I think that can stand to only get better. I know the quarterback situation is a bit funny there, but whoever it is in there, Tyler Warren's going to be their best friend, and he can do some outrageous stuff. So yeah, I'm going to go Tyler Warren there, and that kind of gives me a nice even flow of one of each in my first four picks there. Any sort of thoughts on doing that as a tactic, having one of each in your first four?
I think it's something you do in Superflex. I don't think you do it in single QB.
No,
But, I mean, it makes sense. I took Loveland for this fake me
Yes.
straight after you, and I think that's where the elite tight ends drop off. So I don't think that was a bad move taking Warren there. I think he's going to get funneled with targets. Is he
I think
primary?
that's a ceiling pick.
Yeah, is he the kind of wide receiver one now? Because Pierce is kind of a deep threat, isn't he? Downs is kind of your slot man. Warren seems to be really heavily involved in that offense. So I need to start.
I mean, it would make sense just in the sense that the other guys on the team can't. Well, not can't. I mean, like Josh Downs, I really like. Don't seem to use him in that kind of role, like a heavy kind of slot role.
Phil's back on the board, by the way. He's so Tom picked Travion Henderson. T. Higgins went, Bucky Irving went in auto, and then Phil is on the board here. He's taking Jaden Daniels right before Mr. Gavin Marshall's back on the clock.
Makes sense if you're hoping that Jaden Daniels isn't RG3.
So this is an example of where I'm going to reach, right? We've got Rashee Rice on the board. We've got Garrett Wilson, Luther Burden, Lad McConkey, Zay Flowers. I'm going to jump all those. Devontae Smith. I'm going to jump all those. I'm going to take.
I was so thinking about Devontae Smith. Like, yeah,
Devontae Smith.
I'm taking Egbuka.
That's what I wanted. I knew you were going to do that. That's what I was going to do.
I didn't realize you were jumping Devontae Smith as well. I was genuinely thinking about Devontae Smith there. Oh, were you thinking McConkey?
I was going to take Egbuka and McConkey, and both have gone.
I've done the same thing, Mark. I've done rainbow here. Look, I've got the same as you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Rashee Rice, Travis Etienne, Garrett Wilson, and Lad McConkey go after a.
So this is a great example of what can happen in the draft, right? And this can happen especially when you're on the turn in the first pick, where you're waiting so long for these picks to get back to you. Where what looked for a long time like a really sexy group of players you were going to get to pick from, and you were like, oh great, there's more than two here I want, has just like been whittled down in front of you, right? Because the three guys I had that I was like, I'm going to definitely take two of those was Etienne, McConkey, and Egbuka.
Yeah.
because I think all three of those guys are just going to see explosions in their usage on their respective offenses this year. Now you look at what's available, and it's just a lot less attractive. And it's a lot of those familiar guys, like guys with some concern that just make, like, Luther Burden. I'm surprised is this high. I mean, what's the reason for this? Luther Burden's. Why is he above?
I can't believe he's higher than Roma Dunze.
Yeah, very.
It's the end of his season. He looked great.
All right, fair enough. Maybe I just need to see it a little bit more from Luther Burden. I mean, I like Luther Burden. I know they picked him high. He's young.
There's no
but...
DJ Moore there now, and
yeah. And I know people expect an explosive offense there. But I'm sure he probably is lying for a big spot.
Have you seen Team 8, by the way?
All running backs right now.
All running backs, yeah.
Yeah.
20 seconds, sir.
Oh, crap. I forgot I had a timer.
Is
All right. Well,
skewing our league a little bit. 4 running backs?
Potentially.
Probably. Okay. I don't want to panic, but I am doing. So I'm going to take Devonta Smith because he's the safe option for me right now to get 2 more minutes on the clock. Like Devonta Smith, and obviously the loss of AJ Brown should open up a lot of avenues for him. So he could be a sneaky play there.
I was genuinely thinking about him or Tet when I took Tet.
Yeah, so he's fallen a long way there to get there. Yeah, I mean, I think he's a little bit underrated on this board, to be honest. I mean, looking at some of the guys that have gone ahead of him, again, but that's why we do this process, right? Because we're higher on some guys than other guys. And,
I suppose some auto as well. You got to factor that in. So yeah.
Man. As you say, feels like there's been some drop off in the QBs. I've got a long way to come back, so I've got to think heavily about that. I've got, when it gets back to me, is there going to be a running back that's even remotely interesting to me? Oh, do you know something that we spoke about earlier? I was really tempted to go QB. It just feels silly given that I've got to wait now 2 full rounds to get back to me. And so to keep this draft ticking, I do want to get the other running back. I've only got one, and it's not even like, it's not Saquon. It's not a textbook name. It's Chase Brown. So there's a chance that goes downwards as well. You end up with no running backs. You're totally out of it. Can't be done. So I'm going to take the second running back, kind of like, not a lottery ticket, but like a guy where I'm like, this could blow up or it could go really well. Bashal Tutin, we spoke about him earlier.
Yeah, he's under consideration. We're on a receiver run. Sneaky Adams, I quite like that. But yeah, I'm the same here. Now, Scatterboo or Judkins is a decision I'm making. Both kind of crummy offenses. But I do think that the Giants are going to be better. Scatterboo was pretty impactful when he was playing. Hoping the injury is going to be all right. Apparently, he's going to be all right for training camp. So, Scatterboo, welcome to the ball club.
I'm just too scared of both of those guys' injuries. You know what I mean? This season, redraft.
So, Zay Flowers, Luther Burden, Jalen Waddle, and Devontae Adams went before Gav's pick of Cam Scatterboo there. And Phil is now back on the clock. And he takes David Montgomery. Quinshon Judkins and Jameson Williams to go before Tom Allen.
Is Jameson Williams'
teammate taking another running back?
Unbelievable. 5 running backs.
Teammate loves, but you know what? Sometimes there's that guy. To be honest, I'm this guy sometimes where like I'll go into a draft and specifically be like, screw it, I'm going to take like 5 straight, with one position just to see like how that goes for me to try and have to scrounge around and get like, sleeper wide receivers.
Could be sensible. Could be just absolutely.
And the other thing that it does when you do this, and because it does annoy people, but it creates this sense of like all of a sudden people are scrounging and they end up in situations where it's like, crap, I didn't realize I wasn't going to have a chance to get a running back that I wanted. I haven't had the opportunity, and all of a sudden I own the means of production, and everybody else needs them. So it can be come in handy when down the line as well.
So Tom took Carnell Tate, and then
nice pick,
fake team took DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, as I said, I want to come out. You see, we're in the 5th round now. I want to come out with 2 running backs in both my teams. This is where I want to be.
But that's where I'm going to go. And despite what I said earlier, I am going to pick a Steeler, and it is going to be Mr. Jaylen Warren is going to go here. Rico Dowdle is actually quite high on this, interestingly enough. But give me Warren there, and then I feel like, well, I know he said it was a bit unsexy, but Terry is there. Scary Terry is there. I'm just thinking.
You prefer him over Mike Evans?
This Mike Evans, probably.
New lease
I mean,
of life, Mike Evans.
DJ Moore in Buffalo is a really interesting one because we waxed lyrical about how that wide receiver room was just a bunch of twos last year. I mean, DJ Moore's a bit more than a two. I mean, that could be a really lethal combination with Josh Allen. It could be a really lethal fantasy combination with Josh Allen. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go with DJ Moore. There's my next pick here. I think that could really work out. I don't think it's quite even boom or bust. I think it's far more leaning towards boom than bust.
Yeah,
But
I would agree.
yeah,
I think he's good value once you get to. I mean, certainly. You know what I mean?
sixth round. Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
He could have like real round 2 or 3 production very easily in that offense if he gets on well with the team. That's my main concern with DJ Moore a lot of the time, right?
Yeah. Slew of picks here. Gav's fake team takes Jalen Hurts.
Smart.
Another quarterback off the room. Sam Laporta is taken by Tom Allen. And then 2 autos, Tucker Craft and Rome Odunze up to Phil.
Now, there's 2 players here I want. I'm hoping.
Tom Allen, by the way, said he was sniped for Tootin.
Oh, there you go.
Tooting on out of here, Tom.
Can you be sniped when it's taken ages before?
I was
I was
that,
just
yeah.
thinking about that. Yeah, so where do you cut off at?
It was a very long range snipe. I'll give him that.
It was a snipe with a shotgun, very wide.
Aren't all snipes long range?
Not this one.
Not no scopes.
This was a sawn off. Phil's on the clock.
Phil is.
He
he's
takes
taking
Evans,
Mike
who was the
Evans.
guy
Mike
that I
Evans
was
is
interested in.
definitely one of them.
My fake team, my real team's going to come back and take upside here. So this is the decision that I'm looking at here, right? It's McLaurin or Watson, and give me Watson, man. I mean, the upside of Watson is much higher.
That is an
Just signed a big deal.
yeah. Jordan Tyson.
Oh,
goes
Kyle
off
Pitts
after
would
that.
have been my tight end if he survived one more pick.
Oh,
I was ready
Jordan
to predict.
Tyson, Scary Terry, RJ Harvey, and then so he says Kyle Pitts right before him into Rich's auto team.
I would have been predicting the Kyle Pitts breakout, and that's thrown me for a bit of a loop on tight end. I might have to consider that one. Might be a late round tight end team.
Harold Fannin is he's still on the board, isn't he? Yeah,
I loved Harold Fannin. I just can't deal with the Browns, man, in fantasy. They're just one of those teams, like kind of like the Broncos now, where I'm just like, I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. Have you tried playing a Bronco in fantasy?
Yes. Didn't go so well.
Right. Because with Sean Payton, it's not that the offense doesn't exist. With Sean Payton, it's that he chooses a very random dude every week to assign the offense to.
Yeah.
Very frustrating.
Too many times burnt by Cortland Sutton.
Yes, of course. Yeah, never again. So, tell you a guy I have been burned by who I'm going to let burn me again once I get to the 7th round, the 6th, 7th round turn. It is Brian Thomas. And I'll tell you why, because the other options I have here to pick up my 3rd wide receiver are like DK Metcalf. Sorry, guys, I'm just not invested in this offense right now. You know, I could try and pick a favorite child in the Marvin Harrison, Michael Wilson debate. I could try and pick Mekhi Lemon up and try and handcuff him with Devonta Smith and sort of see who wins that out there as a wide receiver 1, just in case the rookie comes good. But I have 2 picks in mind I love here, and it's Brian Thomas. I think the problem with Brian Thomas last year was not lack of talent. It was completely incorrect usage. They were trying to fudge in who was the 1st round pick? What was the name? The corner wide receiver.
Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter. They were trying to fudge. Yeah, where's he, by the way? Has he been picked up yet?
Well, he got injured, didn't he? So
he's way down.
Yeah, he's playing corner.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Brian Thomas was like fudged all over the place into positions you could tell that he was not comfortable in, being asked to win over the middle of the field like Juju would for us. And it's like, that was never Brian Thomas's game, and he looked uncomfortable doing it. He was dropping balls. It looked low effort, I think, because he was uncomfortable with being hit like that. Which, you can argue is like a lack of toughness or whatever, but it's not Brian Thomas's game. And so I think he wasn't ready for it. And I think this year that surely we're going to see, with a bit more time for Liam Cohen to put things together, a much improved plan for Brian Thomas. So I like him this year as getting like 3rd, 2nd round value out of the 6th, 7th round. And I'll stop waxing lyrical here and just take Caleb Williams. as my second quarterback.
That's a
really
good
want
shout.
investment.
That's
Really
a
want
good
investment on that Bears offense.
Metcalf goes. That's who I was taking. This is an example of what's up with this draft this year. Look at this. We are in the 7th round, and the wide receivers. You don't feel good about any of these guys. Parker Washington,
Gets worrying.
Ricky Pearsall. I mean,
Well, I actually feel kind of good about Parker Washington, but
Well, these are guys we like, but necessarily
we like, but in the
fancy,
7th round, you usually here you can. Every year, our wide receivers so deep. It's not deep this year. I don't think it's not.
I would like to. So it's too early to do this, right? But I would like to propose that this year, Frank Gore is known as the truth.
Right.
I would like to propose that Parker Washington, if he continues to have the season that he had last year this season, I would like to he honorary takes the title of the truth because he cannot be denied. Every week we all say, well, Parker Washington, he's like the 4th wide receiver on this team. How can it be? And then he scores 30 points.
Then he just goes off in London. Yeah.
So let's see. I'm putting it out there that by the end of this year, Parker Washington may be the truth.
So DK Metcalf, as Gav said, is gone. Harold Fallon gone. Chuba Hubbard gone. Jackson Dart goes just before Gav's next pick here. Where are you going to go, Gav?
I'm choosing between Marvin Harrison and Alec Pierce. Now, the uncertainty here is Marvin Harrison has been kind of arse and is on a bad team with a bad quarterback that seems to stat pad versus, there's a few other players. But yeah, Alec Pierce, I love Alec Pierce, but he's kind of boom or bust. I'm not sure Alec Pierce, I need to kind of see it. I need to believe it that he's going to get the targets. I just feel like he's a deep threat monster. So I am going to go with Harrison. I don't feel great about it, but this is what this draft is this year. You're picking receivers that you're not so keen on in the 7th round.
Yeah.
Over to
We're out with
Phil.
it, yeah.
What do you think about the Michael Wilson angle? Not worried?
Yeah, worried. I mean, but
Still worried?
still worried. Yeah, I mean, it's a split. But
I felt
on offense can support 2 receivers easier than it
Yeah.
can support 2 running backs.
But can that offense support 2 receivers?
I hope so in garbage time when they're losing games.
Yeah.
That's the only hope. Or you're looking at Gardner Minshew or Carson Beck coming in and hopefully funneling to Harrison because he's a bigger target. Well, actually, Michael Wilson's pretty tall, isn't he? So I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe Wilson is the guy.
This is the thing. I felt really aggrieved last season by the Michael Wilson breakout because I was such a I chumped for Michael Wilson for years, but then you just couldn't draft him anymore because of lack of opportunity. He just was not getting it. He was like a 2 point a week scorer because of just he wasn't getting the ball. And then all of a sudden, Jacoby Brissett comes in, which is part of why I was defending him so hard, I think. And it's like, actually, this guy is just dope. How about we just use the players that are good instead of putting them on the bench to use the players that are bad?
So George Kittle's gone to Phil. Cortland Sutton and Mekhi Lemon on the auto. Jadarian Price, who I was eyeing up there, Tom, has gone there. And then Alec Pierce has gone to fake Gav.
Yeah, the other me makes the pick.
Yeah.
At what point did we start thinking about taking? I know Simon's taking his 2nd round quarterback here.
That's exactly what I was thinking here. I might take mine in a bit. Is it going to be Justin Herbert? I think it probably is.
I'm concerned that the wide receivers are really thinning out. This is
Yeah.
why we do
Always how
mock
it
drafts,
is.
right? This is exactly why you do mock drafts, is to get a sense of what you need to hit early. And I'm taking from this. I'm going to lean toward wide receivers a bit more because I feel like there's better running backs on the board. J.K. Dobbins is still there. Blake Corum came on good last year.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Justin Herbert and be
I
probably
think that's smart.
burnt by that.
That's
but
prudent.
Yeah, I think it's time to go there. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I believe in Parker Washington.
Fair enough.
I believe that he will win.
Yes. I believe that he will do well.
Fake Me
I've
isn't
got-
thinking about this too much, but Fake Me is going to take...
Matt, the Parker Washington pick is so weird because I can't think of any other player like it where in front of him, I can look at it and I'm like, but Jacoby Myers is in front of him and Brian Washington is in front of him. But, oh no, Cal Monongai, my son.
So,
I wanted him. I've been sniped. Tom, you've sniped me. He's done it again from across the room, from across the round.
It's like that film where the snipers are shooting each other with the enemy at the gate or whatever. You're sniping each other from a long distance. Yeah.
Fake Gav takes J.K. Dobbins, Tom snipes Carl Manungai, and then Tony Ballard and Ramondre Stevenson. So a run on running backs.
Hey man,
before
Chloe.
Phil.
Chloe has been making me watch the Eddie Redmayne show. What was it called when he was a spy? It was on Amazon Prime. And that starts with a real crazy sniper shot.
The
scene.
Jackal.
The Jackal, yeah, it's good. It's worth a watch. Very
Spy Kids,
Bondy
yes.
like. Spy Kids 3D.
Phil takes Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick
Takes his second
Mahomes.
quarterback, yeah.
Remember when Patrick Mahomes was a thing?
Patrick
Whoa.
Mahomes. Here's a guy.
Now here's a guy.
So
Where
that
you gonna go
concerns
again?
me. So here's a situation where I'm looking at, now we're auto drafting. So I'm looking at who's taken their second quarterback. Obviously, Cy has, but there's these 4 teams that haven't. So that's 8 picks there where the second quarterback might not come back to me. How many quarterbacks are there that I want? I'll be happy with 4 of those. I'm going to gamble. I'm going to gamble that one's still going to be available. So that's what I was talking about looking ahead, because I'm still
gonna
concerned.
gamble.
I'm going to gamble. I am concerned. I want another running back. I'm going to take Rico Dowdle. I'm going to give him a shot. Let's go. Oh, wrong page.
I must say that, and I love Jalen Warren, as you know, Matt, but I do think getting Rico Dowdle 4 rounds after, or 3 rounds, whatever you want to call it, after Rico Dowdle is the value there.
It's a dice roll.
So Michael Wilson, Chris Godwin, and Jacoby Myers, and then Richie's auto team takes Trevor Lawrence.
One of those quarterbacks comes off the board.
Have you seen Trevor Lawrence's brother?
No.
Google that. All right.
Dexter.
Man, this is an interesting one, because this is where you really start to hit those kind of like, okay, who's the guy I'm going to lay out on the table for? Who's the guy that maybe half the league's going to say, I wouldn't have even touched that dude?
This dude with the glasses, the long-haired, emo-looking dude?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Sorry, the brother. Yes. Yeah. He looks like a hippie. I thought you were talking about my pick.
Right.
That's who you're going to lay
Yeah.
out for. Yeah.
He looks like a cross between a hippie and a Reddit mod.
Yes. Yeah. He looks like literally Trevor Lawrence, but like instead of the hyper athletic football player gene, he got the, I don't know, like doing ayahuasca and reading people's tarot card gene.
Yeah, maybe that's a better gene. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. All right. First of all, the best player in the NFL is staring me in the face. Kenny Gainwell. I just don't know enough about the situation in Tampa Bay to trust. Like, I'm sure he's going to be great, but when I'm like, okay, I'm picking my first. This is in theory my third running back, right? So this is the first guy off the bench. He's going to be a flex player. Am I 100% confident Kenny Gainwell's going to, like he was for us, be a week-to-week contributor like that? I don't really know. I guess you can kind of say that about this guy, but I just think it's his time. Blake Corum, I know he's sitting there at the top of the list. Please don't accuse me of just top of the list drafting. I've been big on Blake Corum this year. I have been for a couple of years, and I guess it's like not quite come out because he's been held off. My time's running out, so I'm just going to select him here. He's kind of been held off by Kyron Williams. Maybe against some people's expectations and given how he was kind of treated at the start of his career. But yeah, I don't know. I think Blake Corum's in with a shout this season of getting a lot more of the ball. I'm not hearing a lot of talk about him. I don't know. The fact that he's gone after Dowdle and Pollard and Monongai says a lot to me, but I like the value there. Especially over guys like, Bill Krosky-Barrett and stuff. These are very speculative to me. Aaron Jones, like you said, maybe he's going to get a lot of the ball, but how excited are we about that? Oh, actually, though. Yeah, no. Ooh. See, I was going to wait late for the tight end.
I was thinking,
But
is it? Yeah.
I'm looking at Orlando Gadsden, who was so exciting for a few weeks, but it was just a few weeks, and then it kind of dissipated. It scares me a bit.
Could be a run as well at this point. Rondé Gadsden, I think, is very interesting as a fantasy prospect.
Maybe going to zig a little bit here. It's maybe maybe definitely is a bit of a reach. Maybe, probably. I really like the new spot he's landed in. I'm going to take Romeo Dobbs.
Classic number 2 receiver.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I think you're gonna see a lot of like just 2 receivers on the field. I think this year for the Patriots, right? And I think maybe where Booty was succeeding a lot last season, maybe we see more Dobbs.
Maybe. Yeah.
We'll see.
Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy, Jake Ferguson, and Aronde Gadsden then go. So Gav quarterback is an interesting one now.
Yeah, so that's true. Yeah, I'm going to take Stafford. That's an easy
Yeah.
choice, actually.
MVP.
Yeah.
MVP in the 9th round, best player in the NFL in the 8th round, apparently.
Phil back on the clock. I've definitely got my eye on someone if he can fall that far.
That was Mahomes who was the best player in the NFL. by the way.
Ricky Pearsall?
No.
Not Ricky Pierce. He may well auto go very soon. See where Phil goes with this. He's got his 2 quarterbacks already. He's got a tight end in there, so I would imagine this. Yeah, he's got Michael Pittman. Dalton Kincaid then goes. Then Ricky Pearsall goes. So you know, Tom then takes Jordan Love. May and Love. Where's Gav going to go? Fake team.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
Is fake team thinking second quarterback?
Fake team is thinking second quarterback. But fake team is not going to take second quarterback. Fake team is going to take a receiver. It's going to take upside in Quentin Johnson.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I will take Kenny Gainwell.
Oh, the best player in the NFL.
I am super optimistic for him. I mean, you know, he came in, did wonders for us. I think he could be a real asset to Baker and that group.
Would you have taken him over Blake Corum a round earlier?
I think I would have, to be perfectly honest with you. But maybe I'm just a little bit higher on Gainwell than I don't know. Oh man, where do I go here? Because I feel like it's one of those where you've got like, you know, running backs and wide receivers are all the same, you know, in terms of numbers taken. Second tight end, probably a bit early for that. I've already got my second, so I'm literally looking at running back and wide receiver here, and what am I thinking? Like, see, I'm kind of big on Krosky Merritt. I'm intrigued by that room, though, and I wonder if Rashad White might take some snaps off him. But at this point of the draft, I mean, yeah, I'm looking elsewhere, and I mean, you're looking at Brian Robinson, you're looking at Aaron Jones, you're looking at whatever Minnesota's got going on, which isn't great. Hearing good things about Jonathan Brooks, but I think that's a little bit too much of a reach. I think I'll probably, I'm not too keen on Jordan Addison. I'm gonna take my chance. I'm gonna bet on the upside of Krosky Merritt. I do like Bill. I think he's got a shot at being a real standout in that Commanders team. So give me Bill Krosky Merritt. And there goes Jordan Addison in Gav's fake team.
Tom's on the board. Let's look at Tom's team.
Jordan Addison could be a value there in the 10th round.
He could, but I don't know. I feel maybe it's just a vibes thing for Addison. I've never quite been high on him. Dallas Goedert taken by Tom. Bo Nix and Wan'Dale Robinson go auto before Phil comes back on here. Now we're really into the weeds of it, aren't we?
We are.
In terms of
You're picking your guys now.
yeah.
Now you're like, who are the guys that I see a path for to fantasy relevance?
Oof, tough. This is tough. In the 10th round, the wide receiver is a dead zone.
Yeah, it's
This is
looking
grim.
grim. But I mean, I've got my starting team basically now. I think we all have potentially. Oh, well, this is a kicker in defense one as well. Interesting to note that.
So this
Jonathan Brooks.
This might be a
Don't forget to
reach,
take a
but
kicker.
this is a kind of player that I'm looking for. He's got a chance. He's got a shot. He's a rookie, but he's got a shot taking some serious snaps. That's Antonio Williams of the Commanders.
Oh,
That is a
wow.
good show,
Where did that
actually.
come from?
Yeah,
Didn't see
that's
that one.
an
No!
interesting room. So Aaron Jones goes, then Jared Goff, then Hunter Henry, then Mark Andrews. So, oh wow, yeah,
Right.
tight
Right.
end is
Travis Kelsey's on the
now
board.
what is happening here? Rich now has twice done this. Fake Rich the auto draft version of Rich, has taken Kyle Pitts when I was about to take him, and now has taken Mark Andrews when I was about to do a whole spiel I had prepared about how Mark Andrews has been the most annoying fantasy player for like 8 years, but he's now so undervalued that he's actually a great value here because they've got rid of all their other tight ends. And what do I get? Nothing. Now I've got to like Kenyon Sadiq or fucking Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
Mr. Taylor Swift.
Oh, I really hate. I hate it so much that I'm tempted to even take Isaiah Likely instead. But that feels like the stupid thing to do. Do you know what I mean? Like that feels like the kind of thing that I do in a draft and then regret by week 2. Which is why I'm not going to do it in this fake draft, but will do it when the real draft comes. So I'm going to take Travis Kelce because it's the smart thing to do. Need a tight end. It's just obvious that
he's dropped off from where he was, but he's still a good tight end.
Yeah,
probably his last year. Yeah.
When you look at, would you take Isaiah Likely or Travis Kelce?
I'd probably be tempted by Kelce. Because
I know we're all waiting for that Isaiah Likely breakout outside of Baltimore, but I just don't know. That
are you betting on like Kelsey's downward arrow or Likely's upward arrow? I feel like Likely's closer to the bottom of his arrow and Kelsey's still hanging on to the top. I don't think they've reached that crossing point, which might happen this season, but that's the gamble, I guess.
And then just because I think, as you said, wide receiver is a wasteland, I think this is probably my last chance to get a meaningful contributor. And it's funny because I was thinking about maybe doing this later in the draft of taking Matthew Golden as like that sleeper, second round, didn't do anything really in his first year, only got 1 touchdown in the playoffs, hoping that they can find a way to utilize that first round receiver in the second year. But I think actually I'm just going to take the opportunity to take Jayden Reed here at the top of the 11th round, who I think is kind of being slept on because they signed Christian Watson. But Jayden Reed does a lot of damage as a quick, agile guy over the middle. And so Jayden Reed.
Okay, I'm going to zig where you've zagged. I'm going to take Matthew Golden here because I think he kind of was flat last year as a rookie, but sophomore season could jump over Reed as a...
Given the choice of both, which would you take?
Probably Golden. For upside.
You would? Okay, interesting.
Probably.
See, no, I would normally feel that way, but the thing is that I just didn't see anything from him in year 1. If I'd have seen something
no
from
touchdowns
him,
in year 1. Yeah.
Right? If I'd have seen something from him that sort of Kenyon Sadiq goes to Phil, that was one I was considering instead of Kelce as well.
Malik Willis is an interesting one after that, the auto.
Yeah, it's
really an unknown there, isn't it?
Just being set up to fail.
A tragic situation in Miami.
The problem with Malik Willis this season is that I think there'll be games where he'll get 35 points and people will be like, yeah, I'm so glad I got Malik Willis. But then there'll be games where he gets like -2.
And Auto Team 9 is going for Stephon Diggs, who is currently teamless. So
yeah,
betting on him getting a good landing spot.
Tom is picking. What team? Tom got 2 quarterbacks. Yeah, he's got 2 tight ends.
Two quarterbacks, 2 tight ends. Probably could stand to have another
receiver.
Well, receiver and running back, he's got 3 of each. So interesting to see where he goes with this one. I mean, I don't know if you said Zach Charbonnet, Brian Robertson, Josh Downs, Isaiah Likely all went before Golden. He went with Khalil Shakir.
There's a smart man. Tom still betting on the Khalil Shakir breakout.
Out goes Baker Mayfield.
Fake me.
Fake team.
What year of the Khalil Shakir breakout is this? Year 5?
I think it's year 3. I mean, we take a couple of years off from the start, right? They didn't start until year 2.
Oh,
so it's year 3 of year 2.
Travis Hunter has appeared on the board.
There you go.
Yeah, but so's Deebo Samuel.
Do I believe in Brenton Strange? I don't think I do. I don't think anyone believes in Brenton
Strange. That sounded like a great movie from the 50s.
Do I believe in Brenton Strange?
It's a very tame mind bender.
It's an Alfred Hitchcock lesser known.
Brenton Strange.
Juwan Johnson is interesting. Is Taysom Hill gone now? Has he?
Oh, he finally stopped being
is he finally
by Taysom Hill?
Yeah. Is he now off this, not Mortal Coil, but is off this Saints team?
I actually think that they have like a 54th roster spot just for Taysom Hill in New Orleans and nobody's checked.
Did Move go, by the way? I didn't even see Move go.
Don't think so.
Oh my God.
No,
he hasn't.
No.
I think that makes sense. I mean, he arguably as Gal keeps saying, the tight end too. I argue it doesn't really matter, but in fantasy sense, it's
I can't even see him on here anywhere. Like, what the hell? I'm gonna go Juwan Johnson. I'm gonna see. I need a second tight end, and I think old Tyler Shook might lean on him. And now, yeah, that it seems Taysom Hill is no more. Yeah, Tom's rightly said in the chat, horrible part of the draft here. It really is. Like, you are just looking for upside. So do I just gamble on someone that I really like? I don't think I've taken a rookie in this whole draft yet. I haven't. Oh, I'm gonna do it to myself, aren't I? Oh, I'm gonna do it to myself.
I'll do it again.
I'm taking Casey Concepcion.
Oh,
This whole Browns situation feels like it could do with a boost, and maybe Concepcion is the guy to do that, to do just that. They seem to be drafting well, the Browns, so...
Unfortunately, I have no conception of how this pick will go.
Rashid Shaheed goes into Gav's fake team.
Yeah, I like the upside there.
Bit of pace.
Yeah, Seattle kept him. Went out of the way to do so. Traded for him, paid him.
Where's Tom gonna go?
Now, I'm racking my brain, and we did the QB quiz the other day. I don't know why my brain is not coming up with this answer. Who is starting at quarterback for the Jets?
It's
Gino.
Gino, yeah.
Yes, there we go. That's why it wasn't coming to me, because he got traded. Okay, I was like literally in my head. I was like, who the hell is the quarterback of the Jets?
Justin Fields. No.
That's what my brain was telling me. I was like, I know it's not Fields.
Give it another year, and it'll be insert
Yeah, rookie.
top quarterback.
Woody
Yeah, exactly.
Marks goes.
Marks.
Oh, Strange. I was considering Strange instead of Kelsey as well. I like Braxton Strange.
Brenton Strange.
Brenton Strange.
Braxton
Strange.
Braxton Barrios.
Yeah.
Braxton Barrios. That's where I got that from. Yeah.
Is Braxton Barrios on this?
You see how my brain
fascinated
works?
as to
Just connects randomly.
where the hell is Move? Like,
Yeah.
Darnell
yeah.
Washington's way above him. Like,
Well, according to Gav, that's the way it should have been. He said last week.
has he just been forgotten
Ooh.
about?
Now,
Greg Dolchich is all the way down.
My choice here. So I was going to go with Jordan Mason, but he's gone. So my choices here, I'm looking at Amar Cooper, who I think Amar Cooper Jr.
That's why I was asking about the Jets.
That's an
yeah.
interesting one. Or the other guy I'm looking at is Jalen McMillan, who I think is due a breakout. I want to load up on wide receivers here because I feel like
That's the Bucks wide receiver, right?
Yeah, Bucks kind of number 2, number 3. Now I've got Egbuka already. So does that make sense or does that not make sense? I guess that makes sense, right? So I'm gonna stack. We call that a stack. I'm gonna stack Bucks receivers.
Yeah, and then Chris Rodriguez, Rashad White, Tyler Algier, and Xavier Worthy. Tyler Algier is an interesting one, going over to Arizona there. Now no longer taking points off of Bijan. No, is it still James Conner at 1? Oh no, Jeremiah Love now, isn't it?
Exactly. It's such and
Arizona.
they've got Trey Brenson still as well.
Tyler Algier, the killer of fantasy points for people. Sai goes Kai.
Gonna take Kyler Murray there. Third QB for me.
Nice bench option, I have, yeah.
Yeah, again, if it comes good, you've got a mobile QB who's suddenly running around all over the place again, and maybe someone gets injured. Maybe Williams isn't doing it for me. Kyler Murray can step in. And then, oh gosh, after that, it really is pick your poison. What we're looking like at flex. He's not going to come back to me. That's basically confirmed. I'm just not that bothered about any of these tight ends, particularly over one or the other anymore. Sorry, TJ Hawkinson, who was my kind of go-to tight end for years and years and years. But at this point,
go down to 712 and you'll find Mr. Pat Frymouth.
Pratt
Whoa,
Firemouth.
what is going on with that? Is he one of these people that has just got lost?
Yeah, he's in the kind of Tommy Tremble,
Nowheresville.
Okay, well.
Bates, Noah
Tommy
Gray.
Tremble, breakout year this year coming. Let me know.
You said that every year. Yeah.
Last year it started.
There's people who are not in the league anymore around here. It's ridiculous.
There's people not in the league anymore. Okay, with this remaining pick, I'm going to go. Sorry, I'm vamping because I did know who it was going to be and I've forgotten. That was it. I am going to do what Gav did and take Omar Cooper. The first, I've been very resistant here so far, which is silly because it's not even a real draft. But I'm going to take my first rookie, Omar Cooper.
Yeah. There goes Jalen Coker, Emmett Johnson, my boy, Tyrone Tracy. I was kind of hoping.
Yeah,
he'd fall
I was
back
going to
me.
take Tracy as a
Yeah.
going against my own rules, but take the handcuff for Scatterboo
Tyler
that I've got
Shock.
there.
Yeah.
So that doesn't leave me with much. So my backup plan was to take a tight end, my second tight end. I'm going to reach here, but I believe that this guy's going to have a good season. I'm going to take Terrence Ferguson out of the Rams. Bit of a reach. But this is what I'm saying. It's okay to reach.
It's all right. I kind of like it. I mean, the Rams tight ends are always sneaky like this.
Reach for the stars. Yeah, I'm annoyed Tyrone Tracy's gone off the board. I think that was my one kind of lock in there. Now I'm just concerned about the dross that is left. Jeez, it's bad.
It's bad. It's bad draft. It's a bad year.
Bad players. Bad.
I tell you what it is. I don't think
Bad league.
the real NFL draft helped much. We didn't get much running back juice, did we?
No, it wasn't a good skill
What-
position.
yeah.
Well, other than wide receiver was
Wide receiver's
fine.
okay.
But, like, there's a
But-
slew of
but-
tight ends taken, but they're not going to.
And good players, but Conception and Boston both going to the Browns. They're kind of dead in that sense. I don't know. It's kind of a
Boston
weird.
might be, yeah.
Yeah, they're good players. I mean, the quality's
I
there,
mean,
but
there's
everything else about it you don't
s-
like.
A soup of. Oh, there's one that interests me, actually. We'll see if he falls. But Phil is currently on the board. See where he goes with this one. Yeah, I mean, we're in round 13 now. I mean, it's very much pick your poison. Is there a commandment here for late rounders? He goes Alvin Kamara, Juwan Jennings and Dalton Schultz then get taken before Tom.
All
Is
upside,
back on
right?
board.
That's what the commandment is.
Juwan Jennings, Minnesota, very interesting. If Addison really doesn't shine through, Juwan Jennings could be an actual real threat. Tajay Spears goes off Tennessee.
Fake team's going to take a rookie.
Jonah Coleman goes to the Broncos. This is a bit of a reach. In fact, this could be quite a reach. But seeing the name, I know they kind of put the ball in a lot of different places, but he could be due a couple of really nice games, like a handful of really nice games. I'd take Isaac Tesla.
Tesla.
Tesla's a very frustrating player in fantasy right now because he's got the talent. We've seen the catches,
Catch
but like
point gangster.
he's not gonna have the
He's
volume.
not getting the volume. That's the
So
problem.
it's like he's the
yeah.
ultimate. He's the ultimate annoying fantasy player where you're right about him, but you can't even like get any output or celebration from it.
Yeah. And I'm kind of going to back up what I kind of said earlier. I know Omarion Hampton is a great player and may well be a bell cow, but there are probably some points where I think Keaton Mitchell could shine through this year. So I'm going to take Keaton Mitchell there.
Fake me takes TJ Hawkinson.
We're into round 14 of 18. And much like a real draft, I'm thinking, good God, what the hell have I done?
You see, that's because I always think I've drafted the best team, and then invariably
Tom
I
takes
haven't.
Mendoza.
Invariably haven't.
James Conner, Denzel Boston goes off now. Phil back on the clock. Tom
And-
with 3 quarterbacks now. I am probably going to have to start thinking about that third quarter bit. QB.
Right, is my pick is nailed on in my brain. Is Phil gonna snipe me?
Tom took Mendoza. Did we mention that? Sorry.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, briefly.
Well,
No, he doesn't.
Travis Hunter, Phil.
So,
He's a cornerback.
CJ Stroud. Yeah, that makes total sense from Gav there. Nicholas Singleton goes. Debo Samuel goes. Sam Darnold goes. And then Isaiah Pacheco just before Cy.
Where'd you go here?
All right. Well, now you see what we've done is we've entered the late period chess move portion of the draft, right? And this is where I'm going to win because you casuals don't know what you're doing.
Right. Okay. Let's see.
AD Mitchell.
Right. Well, yeah, it's upside.
Ooh.
On the Jets.
Welcome to the Jets wide receiver 1.
wide
who's
receiver
definitely-
4.
Who's definitely not going to like drop the ball on the goal line in week 2 and will never be seen again. But this is what I'm doing, you see, because what I like to do at the end of this draft, I'm like, I've already accepted that I'm not going to get any good starting running backs here, right? So I'm going to be playing the waiver wire there if one of my guys goes down. I've got 3 I believe in. So I'm going to like try and find a guy that's breaking out here, and I'm also going to go Deshaun Stribling. picked with the 33rd pick this
The
year.
apparent best player. Damn it, Cam Ward goes. The apparent best wide receiver in the draft, according to
Right.
many insiders.
Did you say Cam Ward won?
I mean, we keep
Yeah, so
right now,
Dylan
yes.
Sampson. Yeah, Dylan Sampson, Jerry Judy, Cam Ward, Braylon Allen, and then you go with Mike Washington
Yeah.
behind Genty there.
Didn't feel massively pleased with that one, but I like the player, and yeah, maybe we'll start getting some rub there.
Phil
That
on
was
the
a
clock now.
positional need rather than
Than anything else, yeah.
rather than roster building.
Oh, Brandon Ayuk's here. I mean,
Well, yeah, just
If
looking at
only
the,
you got fantasy points for the amount of $50 bills you spewed around your walk-in closet. So much funny about that video. The fact that he actually used $20 bills, not 50s, and he did it in a walk-in closet so that the room wasn't that big and it looked like there was a lot of money in the small room. Very strange.
Yeah, the reason I took Mike Washington there because I scrolled down and saw that we're not that far away from Lou Nichols and Caleb Johnson. So at that point, I was thinking, okay, well, these guys have got no shot. At least Mike.
Braylon Allen is going just before that. The disrespect. I blame the Jets.
I've got one area I think I'm going to go, but I've got a half a feeling he's probably going to go before I get there.
Okay,
So
we've
we'll see.
we've reached the point of the rankings where I'm lost. Tayon Fleet Davis of no team. DeMontre Tuggle of no team. Are these real people? Tyreek McAllister of no team.
Oh, you want to talk the Tuggle family? South Carolina wide receiver Nitro Tuggle.
Nitro
Keep a lookout for him this season. Laura Sellers throwing him the ball. So
Now that sounds like a really dodgy, like cyberpunk drug. That they sell it like
Nitro
get yourself some Nitro Tuggle.
I'll have 2 bags, please.
Phil has 10 seconds. See if he.
You don't want to fuck with that Nitro Tuggle stuff.
He took too much, man. Too much Nitro Tuggle.
I think Phil's been on the Nitro Tuggle there because his time is up.
He's
and
taking Vidal.
Randomly signed Kamani Vidal. Keishon Butte and Trey Benson go before Tom on the board.
See, Phil's fallen for one of the classic blunders there. He's assumed that the draft isn't won in the final 4 picks.
Has anyone else noticed that the Patriots starting lineup of receivers could be Dubs, Brown, Booty? Which sounds
I'm
like
trying to think if you could put that in a different order and make it funnier.
well, it sounds like a Le'Veon Bell fever dream, doesn't it?
Booty Brown Stubbs.
Was it when Iowa had their 3 players and it was Large Black Johnson?
Yeah, classic.
Or of course the Colts offensive lineup of French fries.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Hey,
Hey guys,
okay, you're doing that for the fan
Brandon
engagement.
Brandon Ayuk on the
selling programs.
Okay, the guy that didn't go has got. I'll get my 3rd QB now. Let's get Bryce Young on the board there. I mean, that might be a nice little partnership there with nice little stack with Bryce Young and Ted McMillan. 1 week. My God, I mean the QBs after that. Jesus, I don't want to have to take Aaron. Where the hell do I go from there though? I mean, I've only got 2 tight ends, but the remaining tight ends. I mean, that is a fever dream. AJ Barner, like.
He's the guy I've had my eye on this whole time, and now you're going to
Yeah.
steal him.
Get
I
slapped
mean-
on tight ends.
What's he got? I mean, Elijah Arroyo's in that lineup, isn't he? And
I like him because he's a red zone weapon. So every couple of weeks you'll get a touchdown from him.
yeah, I mean, you got JSN and Cup are taking the main. He is questionable, but is he going to be? I don't know what his injury's like. Is it bad? I can't remember. Yeah, I'm going to take AJ Barner. Sorry, Si.
Yeah, I'm not sure about injury.
Now, as we approach the last 2 rounds here, and this is an interesting kind of take from you guys. Obviously, kicker and defense are still out there. Are you guys that seemingly kind of go week by week with kicker and defense, or do you draft?
I tend to. What I would do in my real drafts is I don't draft a kicker at all. I take a skill player, just leave the kicker slot empty, and I'll do that here. But I do generally take a defense with the last pick and try and get the best one, and then I'll try and play the game.
Yeah.
I'm definitely
It
not
depends,
taking
really.
a defense early.
I will
Yeah.
generally try and play the defense game because I think there's advantages that can be had.
A
if you
kicker
want to
has
do
gone
that.
off the board.
Brandon Aubrey. Well, it's
Brandon
it
Aubrey,
makes sense.
yeah.
It's the kicker that everybody wants. Brandon Aubrey.
Yeah, Fake Gav took Daniel Jones. Trey Harris was taken by Tom. And then Jacoby Brissett, JJ McCarthy, and Brandon Aubrey. Gav, you got Jacoby Lane for Baltimore.
Bit of
Teammate
upside.
is not serious. They were the ones that drafted all the running backs at the start, and then now they're taking JJ McCarthy
Yeah, cool.
to back
Very
up
much not serious.
Malik Willis, by the way.
Katron Allen, Tyreek Hill, Zachariah Branch, Tank Bigsby go. So Sight.
Honestly, when I sent this guy back around after my last 2 picks, I was like, well, I'm kind of sad that I wish I had 3 picks. Like, I'm sad that this guy's not going to come back to me. But I was like, I guess I've taken 2 of the receivers. Whatever. Screw it. I'm really going to flood the zone. Welcome, Jeremy Bernard.
Ooh,
Oh, there you are.
good shout. Good shout.
The rookie blow up is real. I'm going to believe. But the fact that I did that means that I don't have a backup tight end, which I probably would like.
Oh,
Mm.
Move has suddenly. Oh, yes, because I've changed it to.
But then,
point.
honestly, why even bother having a backup tight end? Because I would have to presumably cut someone if none of them got injured. I mean, this isn't a real draft anyway. Whatever. What am I talking about? I'm going to take Greg Dulcich because he's going to start for Miami.
Oh, here's a
Willis needs someone.
defense run there,
Wow,
which is
there it
annoying
is,
for
yeah.
me. Yeah. Commanders, Giants, Seahawks,
All right,
and
I
Rams.
see, nobody was interested in my Greg Dulcich analysis. Jeez.
Why
No,
have the
but-
Commanders defense gone off the board first? There, by the way?
Dulcich might be quite good this year.
Yeah, sorry to.
It's fine. No, it's all right. Don't talk
Could
about
be
don't,
worse,
don't,
yeah.
don't talk about him.
I was just surprised that the Commanders defense was the first one taken off the board. Like, what the hell? Are
Yeah,
we
that is a
doing?
bit weird. Yeah,
I'm annoyed the Rams defense is gone. That's where I was.
I'm
gonna go.
annoyed now.
Oh, I'm annoyed
Hmm.
now.
It's a tough pick. I want to get the right pick here. I just want to check out the balance of my roster. So hang on. So I've got all roster positions. I've got a running back and a wide receiver in my flex. Then it goes wide receiver, tight end, quarterback, running back, wide receiver. I need another running back. So I am.
But why?
Well, I want to look at the running backs. Yeah, I'm
Looking
going to
at the running
take.
backs might convince you. otherwise.
No, these running backs are junk. I'm just going to play the waiver wire.
Wait, LaQuint Allen might be a pickup there.
Possibly. But I'm going to choose. I'm choosing between Franklin, Ironman, or Dell. So Franklin's got boom or bust possibility. Ironman, I think he is the wide receiver 2 in Tennessee. Do you think? Or is it Ridley and Tate? Is he the wide receiver 3?
I'm struggling to remember exactly who else is there, but they do like him. The problem is that it's just so wide. You've got Chimere DK is also there, who was drafted at the same time. They're both good rookie or sophomore players now.
Yeah, I think DK's more the return man. I think Ironman more
You're right, yeah.
involved.
Because he's more of like an outside receiver, and I
Yeah.
think they do like him.
I think they're going to work.
I just wonder about volume. But at
Yeah.
this point, we're in the
Well, yeah, but
penultimate
this
round.
is what I'm saying. This is where you got to look for upside. So I'd say out of Franklin and Ironman, Franklin's probably got more upside, but I don't really like Franklin. He's kind of really boom or bust. And then Tank Dell,
I'm sorry, Franklin is who? Where I don't know. which
Denver,
Franklin we're
Troy
talking about.
Franklin.
10 seconds.
Troy Franklin. Okay.
So I'm going to go
We'll
with
go-
Tank
we'll-
Dell because there's upside there. But the problem with that is I'm going to be carrying him for half the season.
Tank Dell, isn't he dead?
No, he's
I mean,
going to
not
come
dead,
back.
but
He's going to
like
come. be
fantasy
coming
football dead.
Back. No, he'll
he?
be back. He'll be back.
All right.
He's progressing.
Speaking
He's
of back,
progressing.
I believe Phil is back now, and he's taking the Texans defense. And there go the Chargers defense and the Jags defense. Annoying. I was going to eye up the Texans defense.
Fake team.
Steelers defense gone by top. Fake team. Where's fake team
I
going
like
to go?
I like that. Steelers defense, I have had a decent amount of in the past because the turnovers. They've been a high scoring defense because of the turnovers.
Uh-oh.
Don't
What's
always
happened
Can
get
be
here?
a
points off the board.
Is it going to be a different
there you go.
philosophy?
Right.
Oh, he was taking Troy Franklin.
I like that.
I think, Gav, I'm going to say that I think you took the wrong Baltimore rookie wide receiver.
Okay.
I think Elijah Surratt might have more of an opportunity
What?
there.
Interesting. Okay.
Mm.
I
Also,
did
have,
like
you seen,
Surratt.
have you seen the Jacoby Lane videos of him running routes?
No.
It does not look good.
Oh dear. But he's a
It
deep
looks-
threat, isn't he? Anyway, and a boundary man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I am going to take a defense to finish off, and I think it's got to be the Eagles' defense. Probably the best of the bunch there. Broncos' defense maybe as well, but yeah, I'll take the Eagles' defense to finish off my team. Where is fake team going to go? Fake team's going to take the 49ers defense. So yeah, I've taken the kind of thing of not taking a kicker there. I do think
Yeah.
I'll probably be cutting someone and probably Tesla out of anybody there. And
I'll probably be cutting Tank Dale, which is ridiculous. And doing what I said don't do.
someone's got to go. Got to get these kickers in. I've seen people try without kickers, and
As we're here, by the way, just drafting kickers in the final round of a fake mock draft. This is where I should say, by the way, if you're interested in the Kebab Bowl this year, you're the people we're looking for, not the people that turned off in the first 10 minutes.
Right.
So,
Yeah. The hardcore.
yeah. So as I make this final pick, which can it be? Yeah, it can be Chris Boswell.
yeah,
I'll save to play the matchups, but kicker can just slot in all year. Yeah, if you want to play Kebab Bowl this season, so we've got 2 leagues set up. I would like to gauge, and this is why I'm dropping it here specifically, how many like actual listeners who aren't currently in the Kebab Bowl would like to join the Kebab Bowl effectively. So I basically need to know, do I need to expand it into a 3rd league, or can I just, add a couple people into the 2nd league or whatever, or you know what I mean? So this is the time now, the next couple of weeks, to reach out. Let me know if you're not currently in. If you're already in, don't worry about it. I redid the 2 leagues and sent the invites to the people who got relegated and promoted. So check your sleeper if you're not in. But yeah, reach out. I know there's like I know a couple of people reached out to me like 4 months ago and 5-6 months ago. Do you know what I mean? And I said I'll try, and I know I've forgotten who it was. So like, if that was you, let me know, and we'll try and work something out.
Hopefully, you're one of the degenerates still watching this podcast. That like
Exactly, and that's why I put it here. You see, because
very clever, very clever.
and you've already got a response. Thomas said interested.
Well,
Wait, is Tom not in the Kebab Bowl?
Don't believe so.
Really?
I mean, he's just said he's in the chat. He said he's interested in Kebab Bowl, so I don't think he is.
All right, we'll talk about that, Tom. We'll take it offline.
Right, let's just review these teams.
Yep.
Is there a way here? Hang on, is it finished? So can I don't want to quit this and then lose it. That would be annoying. But also, is there not a way I can? No, I can do it like that, but that's no good. So, Si, you've got Josh Allen, Chase Brown, Tootin, and Coram as your starting running backs. Slightly worried about your 3rd running back there. Have you got enough? I know Coram could pop, but that's all you've got. You didn't take another running back after that.
Yeah, well, you see, my idea here is that I've gone heavy on wide receiver, and that my flex is just going to be receivers, basically.
Sure.
Right? And I'm going to hope for the health and prey on the waiver wire.
Yeah, I think you are going to be playing on the wire, or this team would be.
I could do it. I've done it before.
Yeah, this you've gone.
I live by the sword, die by the sword.
You've gone low running backs. You've got Nico Collins, Devonta Smith, Brian Thomas, Romeo Dobbs, Jaden Reed, Omar Cooper Jr., Adonai Mitchell, what's his name, Stribling, and Deshaun Stribling, and Jeremy Bernard. That's strong. Very, very deep.
Now, you know what this is going to be, though, don't you? This is going to be every week picking the wrong dude that goes off. And so, like, I leave Omar Cooper on the bench, he gets 30 points. I bring him in next week, Deshaun Stribling gets 30 points. This is what this
Thou
team
shalt
would be
not.
in
Thou
real life.
shalt not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alan Williams is a strong starting, and Murray, that's a decent lottery ticket there. And then
Yeah, you would hope this team would win off the back of Josh Allen and Caleb Williams having elite seasons. You hope Travis Kelce stays like to keep you in that average level of tight end production at least. And you hope that guys like Brian Thomas and Bayshell Tootin actually have their blow up seasons we're hoping for.
Okay, over to me. So I'm starting. I've got Joe Burrow, Matt Stafford, backed up by CJ Stroud. Fairly happy.
Oh my God, Gav, sorry. Giant spider right to my left. Holy crap, we got a live attack, live Anacrid attack.
Can we turn on the camera stream here?
Where is I need, before I lose sight of it, I need a tissue or something. Right, continue.
Have you not got a glass upside down? That old trick. I had a fly attack earlier. Jesus, came into the kitchen. There was, I'm not joking, about 30 flies in there. It was horrible. I went on a killing spree. I don't know what the world record is for most amount of flies killed.
You went on a killing spree.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of flies.
Of flies,
not just in general.
No, not in general. Yeah.
So many flies. I killed many people.
Right. Can't believe you entertained that thought there for a second, Mark. Okay, so yeah, I got Burrow, Stafford, and Stroud. I'm pretty happy with that. Running backs of McCaffrey, Scatterboo, Dowdle, and Washington. I'm not completely convinced by my running back 2 slot there. I feel that could have been stronger. I think the Bowers pick is kind of taking that thunder away. Obviously, I've got one of the elite tight ends backed up by Ferguson. But yeah, I'm going to be probably playing the waiver wire there, especially if Scatterboo doesn't deliver and McCaffrey goes down. I could be in trouble with this team. Receivers, I'm a bit happier about Egbuka, Watson, but still, I'm not massively pleased with this team. Marvin Harrison, Antonio Williams, Matthew Golden, McMillan. I mean, there's some upside there, but yeah, I'm looking at that team. I'm a little bit concerned. I got to be honest.
I gotta say, the thing is that I like individual pick. Obviously, I love where you got Ibuka. I like where you got Harrison, but then I'm not convinced you're going to get 3 wide receivers that are going to get solid points every week. I don't know about Scatterboo being injured at the start of the season. Then you got to start Dowdle.
Yeah, there's a risk.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you paid a lot to get Bowers early in this draft.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, but I do think that could pay off. Like the difference between him, I think he's going to be tight end 1. I think he's going to dominate. So yeah, I'm hopeful.
But is he going to get Dulcich numbers?
Yes. All right, Mark, how are you feeling about your team there?
I feel pretty good about it. I think actually quarterback's the one I'm a little bit more like Lamar's good, but like I'm worried about his value in terms of staying healthy and whatnot. But otherwise, I think Kenneth Walker and Jalen Warren is a 1-2. I really like that. Ted McMillan, it's a risk, but he had a really great first season. DJ Moore in that Buffalo team now, I'm really intrigued in. Parker Washington could pop off. Tyler Warren, I think, is a really steady hand at tight end. And then, currently in my flex, Kenny Gainwell and Bill Krosky-Merritt. I like that a lot, to be honest. I think there's a couple of nice pieces on the bench as well. So, yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with that team overall, honestly.
What do you feel like you've learned from this draft?
From this particular draft, I think I took on board a lot of the things that we said earlier in the show. I didn't worry so much about the buys, as you said earlier, and not kind of focusing on handcuffing or anything like that. Trying to draft starters other than backups. Tried not to be too homerish, but Jalen Warren was sitting right there. I couldn't not take him, but yeah, I think I also learned that just the drop off is almost sudden in this draft. It feels like suddenly you're looking at the board and going, "Oh no, this isn't good." So yeah, that's a concern that I'll take into doing real drafts.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is one of the hardest years to draft for a long time.
Why do you say that? When you say that, what about it is hard?
I don't think there's much value late. I think you're really scratching around trying to work out who to draft.
Is that? Do you think that? And to me, I think I know the answer to this. But is that because as we see more and more teams devote more of the offense to non-skill positions, or not non-skill positions, but non-scoring positions, non-fantasy relevant positions, extra tight ends, blocking tight ends, more offensive linemen, less wide receivers on the field. A running back maybe that's less involved. There's just less guys that are fantasy quote unquote relevant.
Well, yeah, because it's the flip side of having more kind of starting running backs is you've got less split backfields.
Less relevant running backs.
So your running back, the running backs run out fast, but then the wide receivers seem to run out fast as well.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it did feel that way.
So I think tight end is deeper than before, and maybe I've learned that I don't want to take one of these elite tight ends. I don't know, because
that's how I feel. Yeah. That is how I feel right now. But again, could that end up being the wrong way to go? Could that be the exact zag where you need to be zagging where I'm zigging? Hard to say.
Yeah, I don't know. The running back situation is really changing stuff. Like, I kind of went with the dead zone approach. Didn't go for that many running backs in the middle rounds, apart from Dowdle. But looking at it, I'm kind of thinking, I got McCaffrey, but I don't know. I feel this team feels a bit weak. I need to have a think about this year. It's changing things.
Have a think about this. You need to do what Mike McCarthy did when he went out of the NFL for a year and go to the woods with a group of heterosexual men.
Go into a dark
and topless,
room.
Figure out the strategy of the draft.
Yeah, just go out with all the fantasy guys. Yeah.
All fantasy guys. Well, you two are my fantasy guys.
Damn straight we are.
It's been a pleasure.
Tom's saying
Is
we
there
need to do a
anything
Devi mock draft next.
A Devi, help me out. What does that mean?
Oh, you don't know what Devi is? That's like college recruits coming in, like
Oh, okay.
yeah, like a 24/7 sports kind of thing.
I wouldn't
Surprised,
even
Mark.
know
I'm
who
surprised.
they would be.
I'm surprised, Mark. You're not doing one of those.
I have looked to the idea of college fantasy this year. I might, if anyone is interested, give me a shout because I might get on board with that.
Don't you keep in a Devi draft in a Devi league? Don't you keep them all the way through from college through to
Oh God, do you?
NFL?
Jesus.
I think so. Or
Yeah.
there's some hardcore ones that
Oh,
you do.
right. That
Oh,
is cool. That
man.
is cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool. Yeah.
Oh, there's so many people that I would.
Although, at
Oh
what
my
point do you
God.
start treating these people like cattle? Like you're ferrying them through their entire careers.
How quickly would I drop Ian Book now? But my God,
It must feel really good if you hit on a great quarterback, though.
yeah. Imagine hitting on Cal.
Must really
Mendoza
hurt
and
if you
you're
cut
just like,
one.
oh,
Imagine if you cut Mahomes early in the.
Texas
don't know how
Tech.
career.
don't know how low
Raiders,
you could go
Raiders,
in
yeah.
college, but imagine if you're just like, oh, who's this lad from Incarnate Word, Cam Ward, like
Yeah.
getting through to there. That would be
Right. If we
Alright.
stop now, it's still today. So should we do that?
Okay.
Let's do
yeah.
it.
All right. Follow the show at UK Steelers Pod. Follow me at Sarah wrote this for Gav at GM Boom Up. Follow Mark at Mesh NFL on Twitter, and we will see you next week.
Thanks for playing along. Thanks for all our listeners, Tom, Phil, Fake Me, and Ian. Sorry it was too late for you. Thanks, bud.
Sorry, it was too.
Well, he was here and then he wasn't. He had to leave.
We love you, Ian.